headlines, stats, and numbers, but without context, they're just clickbait. So let's add some perspective. The 3 most interesting numbers of the day, what they mean, and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about
your voice? It is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together our voices grow. Together we come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together we are unstoppable. Together we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows? And
cliffhangers.
They would wait the next week. You were, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions. And who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and college students from Atlanta all helped shape the future of America. Once an Olympic city, Atlanta's home to the best sports scene across the
Vanessa Bryant's emotional tribute to her husband Kobe and daughter Gianna as thousands gather to pay their respects.
God knew they couldn't be on this earth without each other. He had to bring them home to heaven together.
We are taking you inside today's memorial service. And a man sentenced to life for killing an Emory student. Now her parents are battling to keep him behind bars as he comes up for parole.
11Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
We begin this Monday night with another twist in a story that we've been following since October. Tonight, Gwinnett County Police say another woman is missing after her caretaker vanished. Linda Williams was supposed to be under the care of Keisha Mitchell, but police have been looking for her since another woman she was also caring for disappeared in October. Shanu tells us how police learned of that second missing woman.
Yeah, Linda Williams' daughter, Wilhelmina Thomas, spoke to me on the phone earlier. She says they're working closely with police right now to find Williams. Thomas says she filed a missing persons report on February 12th. Now, police say Thomas told them she last spoke to her mother in December and their last known contact was October. Now, Thomas told police she tried to contact Williams on Christmas but didn't get a hold of her. Then last month, Mitchell left a voicemail for Thomas saying she couldn't care for Williams anymore and she turned Williams over to Adult Protective Services. But police say there's no record of that.
We're trying to identify exactly where she was placed. And the only person that can really answer these questions is Keisha Mitchell. And that's why we are trying to find her. She does have active warrants for her arrest.
Now, Mitchell is already facing charges from October when Linda Kimball went missing. Now, police say they believe Williams and Kimball were both in Mitchell's care at the same time, but at different facilities. Right now, police are still looking for all 3 women.
Well, it is a wet pattern again. In fact, it has been such a wet February so far. We are now in second place for the wettest February on record. And of course, we still have the rest of the week to go and more bouts of rain to contend with. So today alone, we've picked up almost an inch of rain with 9,207 inch. The wettest February on record, which can be one of the wettest months of the year, by the way, was over 12 3/4 inches back in 1961. And we're still about 2 and a little under a half inches away from this February that we're in right now being the wettest February. Could we do it? Well, there's potential there, but definitely it has been incredibly wet and the rain will continue as we head into the overnight hours. So you can see we have widespread showers across the northern part of the state, heading towards Athens right now, a pretty good pocket of some decent downpours. That stretches down towards Eatonton and into the Forsyth area, and then some heavier rain here really stretching from Troup County over towards Macon. So it is going to be a wet night. And until we get this area of low pressure off to our east, things are going to remain a bit unsettled. And we're going to see kind of wild fluctuations in the temperature as we head into the next few days as well. So the rain will continue. Good sleeping weather. At least we have that going for us as the rain continues throughout the overnight hours. Sometimes heavy at times. Overall, mainly just some really good soaking rain that's going to add to our already swollen creeks, rivers, and lakes that continue to be at record levels as well, or very close to record levels. So coming up, we'll talk about when this rain will kind of get cut off for a bit and when we may have a wintry blast heading in our direction.
All right, Sam, thank you. Don't forget to download our 11Alive app. You can use it to check out the radar, see how much rain is expected in your neighborhood, and get advanced warning about any potential flooding. A cheer coach is under arrest tonight, accused of molesting a 15-year-old boy. 11Alive's Elwin Lopez spoke to a parent who shared a letter the cheer center sent out to families about the arrest.
My heart literally sunk. I just felt like my legs were going to give out. I wanted to cry because I knew then that I was going to have a discussion with my daughter that no mother should ever have.
A discussion this parent, who wants to remain anonymous, says she had to have with her child after learning of 31-year-old rock star cheer coach Donald Jones' arrest over the weekend.
He's been there for about 5 years, and when he did come in, they were like, you're expected to follow his lead, he's a great person, he's going to make us winners.
Now, the former coach is facing 3 counts of aggravated child molestation and 1 count of enticing a child. The parent who spoke to us says Jones was a coach at Rockstar Cheer Atlanta in Woodstock, but says her interactions with him were limited.
He just wasn't approachable. He wasn't, he wasn't friendly. I mean, I don't even know how to explain, that part of it.
On Rockstar Cheer Atlanta's website, a post from last year boasts about Jones' success during his time at the organization, stating in part, quote, "It is only through my extreme faith and confidence in Donald that we are where we are today." According to the arrest warrant, Jones is accused of molesting a 15-year-old boy last Thursday in the former coach's home. The warrant does not indicate how the coach knew the teen.
Protect your child, protect your family, and just let the kids know that it's okay. It's okay to come forward, that there's going to be a lot of support no matter what.
Jones was released on bond Sunday. We tried to reach out to Jones's attorney, but the court does not have one listed for him at this time. Topping our speed feed tonight, Bartow County School District is mourning the death of a beloved staff member. She was an innocent victim in a high-speed crash over the weekend. State troopers say they were chasing Christopher Parker in Adairsville Saturday when he ran a red light and hit 2 cars. Angela Townsend was killed. She was a parapro and worked with pre-K students at White Elementary School. Another driver was also hurt in the crash. Parker's now under arrest and facing multiple charges. There were more police officers at Morrow High School today and fewer students showing up for class after a threat was posted on social media. Clayton County Schools Police started investigating the legitimacy of the threat after it was made last night. As a precaution, they put more officers on campus today. Still, the district says a number of students, a large number of them, stayed home. An arrest warrant shows Anitra Gunn's boyfriend is accused of strangling her on Valentine's Day. That's the same day Gunn's family reported her missing after she stopped responding to texts and calls. Her body was found 4 days later in the woods off Greer Road. Investigators say the body was covered with branches as if someone tried to hide it. Today, DeMarcus Little faced a judge for the first time on murder charges. He's also accused of damaging Gunn's property a few days before she disappeared. GBI is still waiting on toxicology reports to determine Gunn's official cause of death. If Little is convicted, malice murder carries a minimum sentence of 30 years, and he could receive the death penalty. We'll, of course, keep you updated on this case as we learn more. A push to make college more affordable for so-called dreamers is gaining support from both Democrats and Republicans at the state capitol. 11Alive's Doug Richards walks us through the bill, which would offer dreamers in-state college tuition.
Immigration is frequently a wedge issue, often used as a blunt instrument among politicians here at the Capitol, which makes bipartisan support for the dreamers a little unexpected. Tuition to Georgia's state colleges is much cheaper for Georgia residents than it is for students who don't live in Georgia. Dreamers live in Georgia, but because they technically immigrated illegally, typically as small children brought in by their parents, Georgia law excludes Dreamers from in-state tuition. Republican David Clark says it's time to give Dreamers in-state status for tuition.
And they're kind of in no man's land. We know we're not going to send them back, but what are we going to do? And I believe, they are our next door neighbors. They're the kids that go to prom and homecoming with our kids. They're our kids' best friends.
Clark's bill would require Dreamers to attend a Georgia high school for 3 years and to apply to college within 2 years of graduation to be eligible for in-state tuition status. The savings are substantial. One in-state credit hour is $95 on Georgia State University's website, more than 3.5 times that for out-of-state tuition.
I got a big truck, just in case I need to round up criminal illegals and take them home myself.
Yet politicians, including Brian Kemp, have messaged against giving breaks to immigrants lacking full legal status. Clark admits he risks getting a Republican primary challenger in this year's election. He says he is untroubled.
I am somebody who supports the border wall. I do support Trump on that. I support tough immigration law, but we have a problem that goes back decades.
Clark's bill has been assigned to the House Higher Education Committee, as has a similar bill introduced by House Democrats.
Today, fans from around the world said goodbye to basketball legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter. How they're showing support next. And this flu season has been particularly deadly for children. What you should know to keep your kids healthy next. And don't forget, we are streaming right now on the 11Alive YouTube channel. You can subscribe and join the conversation in the community section. There's more 11Alive news in prime time ahead after the break.
So what do you think? Is Atlanta the best city in America? Connect with us. Use Facebook or Instagram and tell us why this city's got it going on. And then watch us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on The Morning Rush on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Babe, where are my keys?
Where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
Where's my pen? Have you seen it?
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, oh, let's just order some Chinese food, and of course you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, well, I got leftovers, I can't let it go to waste.
Auntie wants to give you a plate to take home from the barbecue.
Auntie.
No.
Auntie, don't invite me to the barbecue.
I'm gonna be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. only on 11Alive.
The 11Alive app is your go-to source for all things Atlanta.
You hear what happened today? I'll tell you all about it.
Breaking news the moment it happens.
The boil water advisory.
Hyper-local, accurate weather alert.
An emotional day in Los Angeles. 20,000 people gathered for a celebration of life to remember and honor Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, also known as Gigi. They, along with 7 others, died in a helicopter crash last month. NBC's Gina Kim reports from Staples Center.
After opening songs by Beyonce, Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa, read a love letter to her, quote, baby girl and soulmate.
They couldn't be on this earth without each other. He had to bring them home to heaven together.
There was plenty of emotion.
He wanted to be the best basketball player that he could be. And as I got to know him, I wanted to be the best big brother that I could be.
But also laughter.
Now he's got me. I'll have to look at another crime meme for the next
as basketball greats celebrated a fellow giant now gone.
Kobe, your heavens MVP. I love you, my man, till we meet again.
On January 26th, Kobe Bryant's helicopter crashed, killing him, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others. Losses felt across the nation and around the world.
We're still the best team. We love and miss you, Boo Boo and Gigi.
A legacy that will endure through the ages.
Vanessa Bryant has filed a lawsuit against the company that owned the helicopter involved in the crash. NBC reports she filed the suit shortly before today's memorial service. The lawsuit alleges Island Express helicopters put the helicopter in the air when conditions were not safe for flying. It also claims the pilot was flying at a speed of 180 miles per hour before the crash. Bryant is seeking unspecified damages. You can watch today's memorial service in its entirety right now on our 11Alive YouTube page. For the most memorable moments, look for the story right now on 11alive.com.
Well, we continue to watch the rain stream in tonight, so it is going to continue to be a wet evening, especially from about I-20 southward, but there will be some areas that still see some heavy downpours on the north side as well. But overall, the precip on the north side a little lighter than that on the south side, but it just continues to accumulate, this being the second wettest February on record now, and adding just about another ½ an inch to an inch to the bucket today, officially at the airport, 9200ths. But you can see the rain is still coming down. It is on the light to moderate side across Gainesville, stretching down to Loganville. A little heavier here, moving into Athens and Madison right now. Some downpours heading in through Noonan and Peachtree City, over towards McDonough within the next 15 minutes or so. And these stretch well into Alabama, where we have more rain. We'll be moving out of Alabama across Georgia throughout the overnight hours. And it's really going to take this system to truly exit the arena for us to see improving conditions. And it looks like we're going to have a couple visits from Old Man Winter Wednesday night and then Friday night into early Saturday as well that we're going to have to watch very carefully. Looking out over Rome, there are still the raindrops falling there. The streets are wet, and we've been watching that consistent rainfall and persistent rainfall throughout much of the day. And we're going to see storm amounts probably end up around ½ an inch to an inch across North Georgia, and then on the south side here, about 1 inch to 2 inches. So still flooding concerns on many of our rivers and streams, as well as our area lakes. So when is this ever going to end? Well, we do see a little light at the end of the tunnel, at least in terms of it drying out, but we're going to have to trade that for some very cold temperatures. So 50 was our high today after a morning low of 45. We should be around 59 and 40 this time of year. There, yep, we picked up 9200ths of an inch, so we have a surplus of over 10 inches, making it the second wettest February on record so far. And it might end up being the wettest. We still have a few days to go, so we'll have to watch that possibility. But as we head into the next 12 hours overnight, if you're heading out for late evening errands, grab the umbrella. You'll likely run into some of these showers. They have just been so stubborn to clear out today. And we'll continue to see the clouds around tomorrow. But I think after the morning commute, we should be mostly dry. Just a chance for showers the first half of the day, about a 30% chance of that. So overnight rain possibilities. We'll have showers in the morning, light, kind of few and far between, not as widespread as what we're seeing right now. So that's good news for the morning commute. Maybe a little foggy yet, however, in some spots. And then 2 quick winter blasts that we're watching as we head into the middle of the week and the end of the week. But definitely umbrella weather tonight with those heavier downpours still moving on through here, especially south of I-20, LaGrange into Thomaston. Getting into the 11 o'clock newscast, and Chris Holcomb will still be here reporting the rain from Duluth into Covington into Thomaston, really all across North Georgia. And then as we get into our morning commute on Tuesday, notice how things become a little bit more showery in the morning, so not nearly as widespread, but there still might be some raindrops out there, so keep the umbrella handy just in case. I think we'll start drying it out a little bit during the afternoon, just a quick little respite, because then we're going to see the next moisture moving in as we head into Wednesday, mainly showers, but then we have a chance for a little wintry mix here late Wednesday and into early Thursday. So right now we have our most confidence in what the Euro is thinking. Over the weekend when I was tracking this, it was more across the Appalachians. Now this is as we head into early Saturday, and then once we get into Saturday morning, midday, it should start to taper off. But we'll watch that possibility closely for you. So a 30% chance of rain yet tomorrow, 30% chance on our Wednesday, mainly during the afternoon, evening, and overnight. Thursday, it is cold but dry. And then Friday, another little blast comes through. A quick moving system might bring in some showers as well as some snow showers possibly early on Saturday. Right now, we're not expecting any significant impact here, but we're watching this closely because things can still change between now and then. And then it looks like we are very cold on Sunday morning, down in the upper 20s.
More children have died from the flu at this point in the season than any other year over the past decade. 105 children have died of the flu. While you're hearing so much about the coronavirus, flu is still very important to talk about and protect your family from. So we brought in 11Alive medical correspondent Dr. Sujatha Reddy. We're still in the thick of it.
You're exactly right. This has been a terrible year for the flu.
All right, let's go over some of the numbers just for a baseline here. The CDC is estimating up to 41 million cases of the flu, 19 million visits to the doctor, 500,000 people so sick they've had to go to the hospital, and 41,000 people have died from the flu just this season. How severe are those estimates compared to other years?
Yeah, as you mentioned, especially for young people and children, this has been a terrible year, the worst year since 2009.
And we're not done yet.
No, we can see flu cases peaking into March and rarely even past. And as we're seeing this year, children and young adults have been the hardest hit, where usually we say that about older people. That's not true this year.
We always get a lot of questions, and we're still getting them right now on our 11Alive Facebook page. A lot of myth versus fact. So let's sort it out here, Dr. Reddy. The flu vaccine can give me the flu.
Absolutely a myth. The fact is, the flu vaccine contains virus that can't multiply. It's inactivated. All it can do is make your immune system sense the virus and make antibodies. The flu vaccine will not give you the flu. If you got sick after you got the shot, you were going to get sick prior anyway. You just happened to get the shot and also were sick at the same time.
All right, interesting. Another myth. The flu vaccine can cause serious side effects.
Yeah, also a myth. Fact is, rare side effects from the flu vaccine are just that rare, like 1 in a million. So the flu vaccine is extremely safe, and as we've seen, it's a deadly virus. Tens of thousands of people die every year from the flu.
We were just wishing there would be a vaccine for coronavirus. They're working on it right now. Last myth here, I have had the vaccine, still got the flu, so it doesn't work.
Also a myth, because while you still could get the flu once you've had the vaccine, you're less likely to get a severe case, less likely to be hospitalized and die. So it still can save your life. A lot better to get a mild case than get a severe one. So there is no question the flu vaccine saves lives. It's safe. If you haven't gotten it, it's not too late.
All right, I'm glad I got it because a couple of my friends have gotten the flu anyway. So Dr. Reddy, thanks again for sorting all that out.
It's our weekly culinary journey around the many cuisines of Metro Atlanta. This is At the Table ATL. I'm Matt Pearl. This is our 65th episode, meaning 65 restaurants representing 65 different countries here in the Atlanta food scene. And this time, we're meeting a woman of Bolivian descent who couldn't find a Bolivian restaurant in Metro Atlanta, so she made a bakery in her home. Let's head over to Sweet Rossi for a taste of Bolivia.
This is salteñas, a typical empanada in Bolivia.
How do salteñas represent Bolivia?
Oh, salteñas is so famous. People eat this from breakfast until lunch. Potato, peas, onion, parsley, 1 olive, 1 raisin, and 1 piece of boiled egg. I always like to bake with my mom, and she give me all the recipes. She's more excited sometimes than me and say, you can do this, why you don't try this? You can sell this.
What does it mean to you to represent Bolivian food in Metro Atlanta?
When I participate in different farmers markets the last year, the people were surprised, from Bolivia, what is this? My idea was not bake for other people, just for me and for my family. And then I realized that people like a lot salteña. Maybe something new for many of people.
Put Bolivia on the board. That makes 65 countries we've covered on this segment, and we continue to roll. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Table ATL, and check out our new map online at 11alive.com. We've got every restaurant we've ever done, shows you where it is in the Metro Atlanta area. Check it out. It's pretty cool.
During Black History Month, we are highlighting how African Americans are paving the way for the future. Next, how Stacey Abrams is on the front lines of change.
Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
You didn't get my text? The whole crew got together for coffee this morning.
I'm learning the taste of water because I'm sugary.
Yeah.
Right.
About that?
Reward would be
Slimming down. Okay. Yes.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, a little water in my cup.
And beautiful skin. You know, even more beautiful skin, you know, when it's all hydrated and everything else. I'm not going to be able to sit next to you in a few months.
Don't drink your morning coffee alone. Have it with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Some mornings, what you want isn't what you have time for. And that's why there's the Rush Blog, the biggest news of the day in 5 minutes or less. Quick and convenient for all those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Blog on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibe with it, it's a good time. We don't worry about the hate, we just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculptures, photography.
This year during Black History Month, we are focusing on today's pioneers, the people on the front lines of change who are doing extraordinary things to improve the quality of life for African Americans. Stacey Abrams is one of the people leading that charge. 11Alive's Natisha Lance spoke with her today.
As you know, since nearly losing to Brian Kemp in the 2018 governor's race, Stacey Abrams has not strayed too far from the political spotlight. She's been mentioned as a possible running mate for whoever secures a Democratic presidential nominee. And just last week, she said she is up for that challenge. She's also continued to fight a 60-year-long battle against voter suppression. And now she's creating significant inroads in Georgia politics. While we call her one of today's pioneers, she's more focused on how to create space for those who come after her.
I think we should always acknowledge the great work and the sacrifice and the investment made by those who achieve our attention, but we can never diminish the work that has to be done on a daily basis at a local level. And so I prefer not to say that these are the Black leaders, because everyone has the potential to lead and everyone has the potential to rise.
You can see more of our interview with Stacey Abrams in our Black History Month special. It's called Today's Pioneers. It airs Saturday night at 7 on our sister station, 11Alive. A killer has served less than 15 years of his life sentence, but Shannon Melendi's family says they will spend the rest of their lives trying to keep him in prison.
What they mean and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about your voice? It is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together our voices grow. Together we come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together we are unstoppable. Together we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember
the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
Hate
and they
cliffhangers.
would, they would wait the next week. You're, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions. And who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and college students from Atlanta all helped shape the future of America. Once an Olympic city, Atlanta's home to the best sports scene across the nation. Hey look, the South has something to say. You won't find more passionate fans anywhere. From the Atlanta Braves home run king, my man Hank Aaron, to the human highlight film Hawks Dominique Wilkins, some of the greatest athletes have come through Atlanta. We're talking the Falcons, the Braves, the Hawks, the MLS champs, Atlanta United. This city has something for every kind of sports fan. So what do you think? Is Atlanta the best city in America? Connect with us. Use Facebook or Instagram and tell us why this city's got it going on. And then watch us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on the Morning Rush on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Babe, where are my keys?
Where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
Where's my pen? Have you seen it?
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with
Tonight, 2 grieving parents fighting for justice for their murdered daughter. As John Sherrick explains, their fight to keep a man in prison is now their life sentence.
She is forever 19.
She was cut short at 19.
Shannon Melendi.
It's tough. It's very tough.
Murdered at 19, forever the light of her parents' lives.
She had a dream to be on the Supreme Court.
Yvonne and Louis Melendi, embracing tender memories of Shannon and her promise, speak of the trial and conviction in 2005 of the man who kidnapped, raped, and murdered her. Butch Hinton, sentenced back then to life in prison. Case closed, they thought.
Shannon is dead forever, and he should be in prison forever. I felt betrayed.
Under Georgia law, Butch Hinton must now be considered for parole. He has served less than 15 years of his life sentence.
He does have a sliver of hope. He shouldn't have any hope at all.
It was John Petrie who in 2005 helped lead the team that developed the case against Hinton for murder and convinced the jury to convict Hinton. Butch Hinton was the first person ever convicted of murder in Georgia in a case without the victim's body and without a crime scene.
We, the jury, find the defendant Colden C. Hinton III guilty.
As to count 2, felony murder, how does the jury find?
We, the jury, find the defendant Colden C. Hinton III guilty.
Petrie says he tried, but was not able under the laws then to seek a sentence of life without parole.
If it was available, yes, sir, absolutely, we would have sought life without parole. He is a monster. He was and is a predator, and he's still young enough that he could very well hurt people when he gets out.
Members of Georgia's Board of Pardons and Paroles are now each reviewing Hinton's case file. Then they will vote. Their decision could be days or weeks away. If Hinton is denied parole this time around, the Melendez know they'll have to keep up the pressure for the next time he's eligible.
And we'll be in our 80s by then.
And they do not want their parole fight to be Monique's to fight for the rest of her life.
My father has definitely passed the baton to me, and that's fine. I'm going to fight until the day he dies.
They pray, and their hearts speak to Shannon.
Help us get through this. We miss you, we love you, and help us get through it.
I believe in God. I believe that Shannon is in a good place right now. But what was left behind by Hinton's murder is a mess.
Their life sentence without parole, forever fighting for Shannon.
For a complete timeline of Shannon Melendez's disappearance, look for this story in the 11Alive app. You'll find it in the As Seen on TV section.
Your 11Alive storm tracker still tracking the rain out there this evening, and it's going to continue for much of the overnight as we continue to see some of the heavier stuff here really on the south side of town, and then stretching over towards Social Circle and Athens. Are getting ready to see some pretty good downpours very shortly in Social Circle. Also here moving in across Thomaston, some pretty good downpours at the moment, and this extends well back across Alabama, where they're seeing some good rain at the moment. No thunderstorms, no severe weather except for that threat of flooding, and that on its own is a concern for many. So we're looking at the system, the center of circulation still well out to our west, and it's going to take a while until we really get a drier pattern in here. It's still going to remain unsettled from time to time this week, and we might be talking some chances for wintry weather as we head into late Wednesday and then Friday into early Saturday as well. So overnight tonight, yes, we have a chance for rain overnight and to the early morning hours, but for the morning commute, it should be tapering off a bit. We'll have fewer showers. It won't be as widespread tomorrow morning. That doesn't mean we won't have a decent downpour as you head out the door. And then for most of the day tomorrow, we're just going to be overcast. There'll be a few showers around, but then it'll just be overcast, gray as we head into the afternoon and evening, and we await the next system. So overnight rain tonight, showers for the morning commute, and then we have a chance for two quick winter systems to move through here Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and then Friday night into Saturday morning. So we'll talk about the differences in the models and how likely it'll be that you could see some snowflakes coming up in just a bit.
Sam, thank you. Topping our speed feed tonight, we now know the names of the 6 people killed in a horrific wrong-way crash in Liberty County. It happened Sunday on I-95. State troopers say a 77-year-old man was driving the wrong way when he hit a Nissan Rogue head-on. The 77-year-old and all 5 people in that Nissan were killed. The passengers in the Nissan appear to be a family from Portsmouth, Virginia, with the victims ranging in age from 4 to 41 years old. Scary moments at a Georgia airport. A plane ran off the runway in Richmond County and crashed into a nearby fence. Investigators say when the plane touched down, it was unable to stop. The pilot was the only person on board. He suffered minor injuries. The NTSB and FAA are investigating the crash. And today is the last day to register if you want to vote in the upcoming presidential primary here in Georgia. Early voting starts next Monday with the actual primary set for March 24th. If you aren't sure if you are already registered or not, we have an article that will walk you through how you can check. You can find it in the As Seen on TV section of the 11Alive app. It also explains how you can register to vote online. Now to the Democratic race for the White House. Next stop, South Carolina. Senator Bernie Sanders has momentum going into this weekend's primary there. It's shaping up to be a must-win for former Vice President Joe Biden. And NBC News has learned he's about to score a major endorsement. Alice Barr is in Washington with the latest.
As Bernie Sanders rides a decisive victory out of Nevada, the Democratic race is now entering a critical phase, with the South Carolina primary on Saturday, followed by 14 states voting on Super Tuesday. A new NBC News Marist poll shows Joe Biden with a narrow lead over Sanders in South Carolina, followed by Tom Steyer, Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, and Amy Klobuchar. The first in the South contest is make or break for Biden, who finished second in Nevada, his best showing yet, and has staked his candidacy on winning with Black and Hispanic voters. The state's top Democrat, Representative James Clyburn, expected to endorse Biden this week as he tries to show he's more electable than Sanders.
I don't think he can beat Donald Trump and keep a Democratic Senate, get a Democratic Senate and keep a Democratic House.
Targeting Sanders and how he'll pay for his ambitious plans will be a common theme as 7 candidates face off in a debate tomorrow night, with Steyer, a billionaire activist, back on the stage.
I am a progressive Democrat, but I'll tell you what I'm not. I'm not a Democratic socialist.
Mike Bloomberg's campaign tweeting a new ad today attacking Sanders' record on gun control, while the Sanders campaign says the strong results from early voting states speak for themselves.
He's going to bring a lot of people, working class people, back into the party who supported President Obama before but had defected to Trump in 2016.
The other candidates now looking to stop Sanders' goal of building up an unbeatable delegate lead over the next 8 days.
Students in Stone Mountain got the experience of a lifetime. They were able to chat with astronauts aboard the International Space Station.
Do the different countries take turns? Over.
Well, the short answer is we take turns.
Kittredge Magnet School was one of 9 schools in the U.S. selected to participate in this experience. Students asked 20 questions, each answered by an astronaut aboard the ISS. The activity is part of the amateur radio program. Their teacher hopes it will encourage the students to explore the unknown.
I want them to be curious. If they're curious, they'll ask questions. If they ask questions, they look for the answers. I want them to be curious, and hopefully this was kind of a spark.
Well, the radio club at Kittredge is a special one. Over the course of 4 days, students contacted amateur radio operators in 15 states and 9 countries across the world. So to come, how historic homes are being used to help create more affordable housing here in Atlanta.
I'm Francesca Emaker with the A Scene. Coming up, media mogul Tyler Perry receives another award for his work to help shape Atlanta. I got the details for you coming up in the A Scene.
On 11Alive, traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, oh, let's just order some Chinese food, and of course you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, well, I got leftovers, I can't let it go to waste.
Auntie wants to give you a plate to take home from the barbecue.
Auntie!
No.
Auntie, don't invite me to the barbecue.
I'm gonna be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. only on 11Alive.
The 11Alive app is your go-to source for all things Atlanta.
You hear what happened today? I'll tell you all about it.
Breaking news the moment it happens.
The boil water advisory.
Hyper-local, accurate weather alerts.
You may want to grab that sweater, maybe even a coat.
More stories to uncover. More videos to discover.
He did it his way.
Personalized for you.
And that's what makes it so special.
The 11Alive app. Available now in the App Store.
Hey, I got the ways to go. I got moves to make, homie, but I stay in the flow. See, I just do what I say I'm gonna do. No, my movement ain't faded. You could assume what the doing was great.
Oh, and so I was saying, there is always something filming here in Atlanta. From movies to TV shows, you name it. And so the A Scene keeps up with all of it for you. Casting calls, which big celebrities are in town, what's filming, and if it's in your neighborhood. It's like an inside scoop.
Oh, nice. But you know, I really wish you would have told us we were filming this today.
Ooh, did I not text you? All right. Ah, it's in my drafts. That's my bad.
So you slept in and you missed Morning Rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed. In my experience, good guys do finish last.
I consider myself a nice guy. I've got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Jeff.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't
Chesley.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
You didn't get my text? The whole crew got together for coffee this morning.
I'm learning the taste of water because I'm sugary.
Yeah.
Right.
About that.
Reward would be
Slimming down. A nonprofit is tackling Atlanta's affordable housing problem in the West End, and it's thanks to one family. We first brought you the story of Tuskegee Airman Edward Johnson last year. His family helped jumpstart the initiative by selling a home he built to the Georgia Trust. Now the family's second home, also sold to the Trust, is also up for grabs. Nick Sturdivant has a story.
Saturday was open house day here at this home on Mosley Place in Southwest Atlanta.
We did, had 70 people say they were coming. I think we've exceeded that.
The home, recently renovated, is ready for a fresh start. But it's the history inside these walls that will help shape the future.
There's legacy here. I mean, this is a house, and the other house too, where African-American families lived for over 50 years.
This home was the heart of Harriet and Edward Johnson's family. Edward, a Tuskegee Airman in World War II, became Atlanta's first African-American master electrician. Harriet, a graduate of Spelman College, earned a master's degree in education and taught in Atlanta public schools. This home and their other home on Harwell Street in Washington Park were sold to the Georgia Trust for Historic Preservation as a part of its West Atlanta Preservation Initiative.
Well, there's a big need for affordable housing in the city, especially on the west side where things have been changing rapidly because of the Belt Line.
And you shouldn't have to move outside the perimeter to get your mega mansion and then have to move back inside and face that cost.
Each home is selling at $198,000. According to Zillow, some homes in that same zip code are selling for nearly double. The program will offer homes only to a buyer who makes 80% or less of Atlanta's median family income, or just under $64,000 a year for a family of four.
I think that's part of the vision that the Johnson sisters had, is that we'd like this house to be inhabited by someone who has a long-standing commitment to the neighborhood.
Yes, we're not hearing rumbles of thunder. However, we are seeing widespread rain again tonight. So the rain will continue the next several hours as well. It's a little lighter on the north side right now, but it is coming down pretty good from Athens down to I-20 and here across much of South Georgia. So the amounts have been right around ½ an inch to an inch so far today. We're looking at these lighter showers now from Dalton over into Gainesville, and then it picks up in its intensity around Social Circle, where it's coming down pretty good right now. And this extends back into Alabama and then even further back towards Arkansas, where we're seeing that center of circulation around low pressure. And until that clears out of here, we're going to remain unsettled, and we're going to see all different kinds of temperature swings too. Looking out over Blue Ridge, there'll be one of those spots that could possibly see some snow as we head into Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and then maybe Friday night into Saturday, as we could see 2 quick wintry blasts. This is the Etowah River. We were up there a little earlier today, and Aiden Brown and myself, one of our photojournalists, and the river was so high. This feeds into the Allatoona Lake, or Lake Allatoona, which then from there, the Etowah River goes over into Rome. So Rome had those flooding issues, if you remember seeing those pictures a few days ago, and that water, a lot of it coming here from the Etowah River. So we're still concerned about our lakes, our streams, as well as our rivers that continue to rise with all the rain that we have seen. So as we head into the overnight hours, we're still going to end up seeing that rain until this area of low pressure really clears out of here, and then there's that cold air that is poised to move in. So Wednesday will be the first blast, and then there's another blast on Friday when temperatures are going to be down into the upper 20s by the time we get to Saturday morning. I think that's our best chance of when we could see some snow around here as well, or at least maybe into our northernmost metro Atlanta counties. We'll be watching for that. We're still quite a few days out, and you know a lot can change. One thing we know for sure is this has been the second wettest February on record in the Atlanta area. Today we picked up almost an inch, and that made this month's total 10 1/3 inches. So that puts us second place behind a very wet February in 1961 when we picked up over 12 3/4 inches. So we're there. We could come close. Probably won't pick up quite enough rain to get us into first place, but we are going neck and neck with one of the wettest Februarys on record, being in second place right now. So expect to see the rain continue overnight tonight and into that morning commute. So it'll be lighter by the time you head out the door tomorrow, but there could be some pockets of fog, so just bear that in mind as you head out tomorrow. And then during the day, I think it's just going to be very overcast, some spotty showers from time to time. But not the widespread we are seeing right now. So that should taper off for a little while. So you do have a nice rainy night to sleep by tonight, and then a few morning showers tomorrow for the commute, and then possibly a wintry mix coming in late Wednesday into Thursday, and then again as we head Friday into Saturday. So those rainfall amounts yet tonight will likely be heaviest here in middle Georgia. And then we're going to see those other disturbances coming through quickly Wednesday night and Friday night, and that will add a little bit more to the bucket. So right now we're looking at 46 in Blairsville, 45 in Canton, and 48 in Atlanta. And we won't even be that warm once we get towards the end of the week as that really cold air moves on in. So we're looking at the rain moving to our east right now, moving from the west to the east. So it'll stay wet through the early morning hours, and then by the time we get to the morning commute, just a few showers around here and widespread cloud cover throughout the day on our Tuesday. So it'll look gray and overcast. Wednesday, in comes the next quick moving system, bringing in a few showers for us during the afternoon and evening, and also a little bit of snow expected here. The GFS is being rather bullish, as it often is, kind of giving us widespread snow coming in at least Friday night into Saturday morning. So if you were to look at this, you might be very concerned, but you compare it to our other models here, and it's showing it to be less widespread. Now, this is the GFS model. The Euro is showing it not to be quite as widespread as the GFS. I know I'm almost out of time. Producer Joe, sorry, but I did want to show the Euro. The coverage is not quite as widespread as the GFS. So bottom line, they're not completely in agreement, so that lessens our certainty or our feelings that we can really trust the forecast as of yet. So there is a chance, though, for snow, so we'll watch it for you. Tomorrow morning, showers in the morning, and then Wednesday, we'll have a 30% chance in the afternoon and evening. And then once we get into Thursday, we dry it out, and then we see that other blast coming in as we head into Friday night and Saturday. So we may be chasing some snowflakes on our Saturday morning, so stay tuned.
All right, folks, you know what time it is. You see your screen. It is time for Monday's edition of the A Scene, and a big moment for media mogul Tyler Perry.
This is incredible to know that kids have an opportunity to be heard and be seen. And that's just part of the speech from over the weekend as he was inducted into the Junior Achievement Business Hall of Fame. The Black Tie Gala is held to honor influential business and civic leaders who have shaped the Atlanta of today. And he'll actually join a group of 95 influential Atlantans who have been recognized for their significant contributions to the local economy and community. And just minutes before that speech, I walked over to him at the gala and said, "Hey, are you nervous? Don't mess this up. We're ready for something inspirational." And he said, hey, I got this. Don't make me nervous. Don't make me nervous. Gave him a big hug. We're so proud of you, Tyler. And finally, catch a casting call for all my bodybuilders out there. Casting directors are looking for 2 male bodybuilders that are white or Hispanic. You have to be between the height of 5'10" and 6'1". The project films in March, and be prepared to send in a few recent photos of your bate and your sizes. I've dropped all the details on our members-only A Scene Facebook group. Good luck.
After questions about where it would be held, Freaknik is ready to go. The deal with the local college that could end up helping out both.
So you slept in and you missed Morning Rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed.
In my experience, good guys do finish last.
I consider myself a nice guy. I've got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Jess.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't
Chesley.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
You didn't get my text? The whole crew got together for coffee this morning.
I'm learning the taste of water because I'm sugary.
Yeah.
Right.
About that.
One reward would be
Slimming down. Okay.
Yes.
Right, yeah, a little water in my cup.
And beautiful skin. You know, even more beautiful skin, you know, when it's all hydrated and everything else. I'm not gonna be able to sit next to you in a few months.
Don't drink your morning coffee alone. Have it with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Some mornings, what you want isn't what you have time for. And that's why there's the Rush Blog, the biggest news of the day in 5 minutes or less. Quick and convenient for all those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Blog on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibe with it. It's a good time. We don't worry about the hate. We just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see.
Freaknik needed a new home, and now Morris Brown College is stepping in to help. The festival will be held on the school's campus. Morris Brown's interim president, Kevin James, says the school is pushing to regain accreditation this year, and Freaknik will be a major source to raise funds. After a 20-year hiatus, the festival was brought back last year. Organizers say bringing the revived festival to Morris Brown's campus this year is an honor. Freaknik is scheduled to run June 19th through the 21st. We'll be right back.
Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and share your favorite Instagram spots in Atlanta. And come hang out with me on Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
It looks like fun.
They are fun.
And they're
convenient. But they're being dumped everywhere.
5,000 scooters at one time active throughout the city. I enjoy them myself. They're fun. There's got to be some regulations.
I just feel like we have to evolve with the times, though. They're not going anywhere. They shouldn't go anywhere. It's a new way of transporting. We have to evolve.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m.
You see them all day, every day. Headlines, stats, and numbers, but without context, they're just clickbait. So let's add some perspective. The 3 most interesting numbers of the day, what they mean, and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about
your voice? It is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together, our voices grow. Together, we come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together, we are unstoppable. Together, we are where Atlanta speaks.
remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
Hey,
and they
cliffhangers.
would, you know, they would wait the next week. You're, oh, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions. And who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and
This weekend is America's Marathon Weekend. Hundreds of runners will participate in the Olympic marathon trials in downtown Atlanta. And the top finishers will be the first members of Team USA. But it's not just about the trials. This is a whole weekend of running events put on by the Atlanta Track Club. They're ready to prove to the world that this is Running City USA. Here's Cheryl Preheim.
The journey to Tokyo begins in Atlanta.
Preparations for this weekend's marathons have been a marathon in and of itself for us.
The best American marathon runners will race up and down Peachtree Street for a chance to make their Olympic dreams a reality.
Atlanta is an Olympic city. We wanted to reignite that Olympic fever that we felt here in 1996, and the overall theme is Olympic legacy and Olympic future.
The field includes nearly 700 participants, with roughly 500 of those being women. They'll run 26.2 miles through Atlanta, and the terrain's challenging, a lot of hills.
We start in downtown, we hit Peachtree, we go by the MLK Center, and we go by the Capitol, we go underneath the Olympic rings, down by the former Olympic Stadium, now Georgia State Stadium. We'll show the rest of the country, the nooks and crannies, the communities, the neighborhoods of Atlanta, would get a real sense of the personality of the city.
The Atlanta Track Club has done more than just prepare the course. They're paying the travel expenses of all the runners who qualified.
It is our belief that when every athlete gets to the start line, that they should have gotten there with equal treatment so that everyone has an equal chance to make that team.
But this weekend isn't just the Olympic trial marathon. This is America's Marathon Weekend with the Publix Marathon and running events happening all weekend long in downtown.
We see this as an opportunity to tell the rest of the country that Atlanta is Running City USA.
And we'll be spotlighting marathon runners throughout the week, including local athletes trying to make their Olympic dreams a reality. It's really a big weekend, Aisha. And I know there's an expo going on, so people will be able to come out and meet some of us that will be there towards the end of the week and into the weekend as well. So
that's going to be awesome. There are always so many newcomers to Atlanta. You don't know that we are trying to get this reputation and let people know. America's running town, USA. I had no idea.
Especially with the Peachtree. We're in it doing it.
More power to them. I'm going to try to get up to at least 3 miles one day.
One day.
One day. Slow and steady runs the race. Hey, it's almost 9 o'clock, and we have a lot coming up tonight on 11Alive News Primetime. A nursing home accused of neglecting patients, including one case where a woman was essentially eaten alive by mites. Yet, our Reveal investigation found the facility continued to get millions from taxpayers, even as state violations mounted. Plus, a new bill would expand in-state tuition for Dreamers, and it's getting some traction on both sides of the aisle.
11Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
We begin tonight with another twist to a story we have been following since October. Tonight, Gwinnett County Police say another woman is missing after her caregiver just vanished. Linda Williams was supposed to be under the care of Kashia Mitchell, but police have been looking for her since another woman she was caring for also disappeared in October. Chanu Hur tells us how police learned of the second woman missing. Chanu.
Yeah, Aisha, Linda Williams' daughter, Wilhelmina Thomas, spoke to me on the phone earlier. She says they're working closely with police right now to find Williams. Now, Thomas says she filed a missing persons report in February on the 12th. Police say Thomas told them she last spoke to her mother in December and their last known contact was October. Thomas told police she tried to contact Williams on Christmas but didn't get a hold of her. Then last month, Mitchell left a voicemail for Thomas saying she couldn't care for Williams anymore and she turned Williams over to Adult Protective Services. But police say there's no record of that.
We're trying to identify exactly where she was placed, and the only person that can really answer these questions is Keisha Mitchell, and that's why we are trying to find her. She does have active warrants for her arrest.
Now, Mitchell is already facing charges from October when Linda Kimball went missing. Police say they believe Williams and Kimball were both in Mitchell's care at the same time, but at different facilities. Right now, police are still looking for all three women.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11Alive Storm Trackers. I'm on with you live right now on the ATL, as well as my phone propped up right here because I'm live with about 400 plus people on Facebook Live. We would love for you to join us with that conversation where we are talking about not only the rain that we have going on in our area now, but a couple of instances later on this week where we have the potential for a few snow flurries. We're going to break that down on Facebook Live, and I'll talk to you more about it just a few minutes on TV as well. I've got a lot of comments coming in. Rhonda saying hello from Murrayville. Tommy Meyer says hopefully for Saturday in the mountains. Everybody's wanting some snow. So join that conversation on Facebook Live on my Facebook page. Now, here's a look at the rain that we're watching. Mainly light showers, but look over North Georgia and areas of West Georgia, seeing some breaks, maybe just still some mist and drizzle that's so light it's not showing up on radar. You can see here the more moderate shower activity is down to the south toward Thomaston, over toward Macon. And then even as we widen out a little bit, you can see what we're watching back into Alabama. Things are starting to trend down a little bit. So we're going to see some improvements overnight and in the morning, maybe just a couple of lingering showers in the morning, and then more breaks with drier weather that'll be moving our way for a big part of the day tomorrow. Take a look at the bigger picture. You can see what we're watching here, where as we do not need any more rain. And take a look at this. Today's rain that we got elevated us to the second wettest February on record. We're now at 10.37 inches of rain so far just this month. Now, the only other February where we had more rain is when we had over a foot of rain back in 1961. So today's rain of just under an inch has us now as the second wettest February on record. So here's what we're going to be watching tonight. We have a few of these showers around. These will be with us overnight. And then in the morning, notice how this starts breaking up. This is at 2:30 in the morning, and then I'll advance into about 7 in the morning. You see how a lot of this is already moving out, and that will begin a drying process that we're going to have before the next system comes in Wednesday with rain, maybe some flurries in the mountains, and then another system coming in Friday night into Saturday. That one has a little better chance for a few snow flurries there. I'm going to go more in depth of that on my Facebook page, Chris Holcomb 11Alive, and I'll show you the models on that in just a few minutes on the ATL as well.
A push to make college more affordable for dreamers is gaining support from both Democrats and Republicans at the state capitol. 11Alive's Doug Richards walks us through the bills which would offer dreamers in-state college tuition.
Immigration is frequently a wedge issue, often used as a blunt instrument among politicians here at the Capitol, which makes bipartisan support for the dreamers a little unexpected. Tuition to Georgia's state colleges is much cheaper for Georgia residents than it is for students who don't live in Georgia. Dreamers live in Georgia, but because they technically immigrated illegally, typically as small children brought in by their parents, Georgia law excludes dreamers from in-state tuition. Republican David Clark says it's time to give dreamers in-state status for tuition.
They're kind of in no man's land. We know we're not going to send them back. But what are we going to do? And I believe, they are our next door neighbors. They're the kids that go to prom and homecoming with our kids. They're our kids' best friends.
Clark's bill would require dreamers to attend a Georgia high school for 3 years and to apply to college within 2 years of graduation to be eligible for in-state tuition status. The savings are substantial. One in-state credit hour is $95 on Georgia State University's website, more than 3.5 times that for out-of-state tuition.
I got a big truck, just in case I need to round up criminal illegals and take them home myself.
Yet politicians, including Brian Kemp, have messaged against giving breaks to immigrants lacking full legal status. Clark admits he risks getting a Republican primary challenger in this year's election. he says he is untroubled.
I am somebody who supports the border wall. I do support Trump on that. You know, I support tough immigration law, but we have a problem that goes back decades.
Clark's bill has been assigned to the House Higher Education Committee, as has a similar bill introduced by House Democrats.
Topping our speed feed tonight, Bartow County School District is mourning the death of a beloved staff member. She was an innocent victim in a high-speed chase over the weekend. State troopers say they were chasing this man, Christopher Parker, in Adairsville on Saturday when he ran a red light and hit two cars. Angela Townsend was killed. She was a parapro who worked with pre-K students at White Elementary School. Another driver was also hurt in the crash. Parker is now under arrest and facing multiple charges. There were more police officers at Morrow High School today and fewer students showing up to class after a threat was posted on social media. Clayton County Schools police started investigating the legitimacy of the threat after it was made last night. As a precaution, they put more officers on campus today. Still, the district says a large number of students stayed home. An arrest warrant shows Anitra Gunn's boyfriend is accused of strangling her on Valentine's Day. That same day, Gunn's family reported her missing after she stopped responding to text messages and phone calls. Her body was found 4 days later in the woods off Greer Road. Investigators say the body was covered with branches as if someone tried to hide it. Today, DeMarcus Little faced a judge for the first time on murder charges. He is also accused of damaging Gunn's property a few days before she disappeared. The GBI is still waiting on toxicology reports to determine Gunn's official cause of death. If Little is convicted, malice murder carries a minimum sentence of 30 years, and he could receive the death penalty. We'll keep you updated on this case as we learn more.
Our top story tonight, more claims about alleged neglect at a Georgia nursing home and new calls for lawmakers to step in.
That's a rotten, stinking, no good, sorry place is what it is.
In the new case, this widower says a nursing home played a hand in his wife's death. It's a facility in North Georgia we investigated 2 years ago. It's called Shepherd Hills, the same place where a woman was essentially eaten alive by parasitic mites. Reveal investigator Andy Parati uncovered new information about other residents who suffered severe injuries there.
While state investigators were citing the facility year after year, state records show its owner, Pruitt Health, received taxpayer money, $8.1 million in Medicaid reimbursements just from Shepherd Hills alone since 2018. The person billing the state for that money is this man, Neil Pruitt, Pruitt Health's chairman and CEO, and the owner of Shepherd Hills Nursing Home.
Great customer service here, right?
We requested an interview with him, giving him a month to respond. When he didn't, we caught up with him at a recent public board meeting. Your company has been cited multiple times for violations involving this facility. You have any comment?
We have no comment. We don't respond to this type of journalism.
You have received millions in taxpayer dollars, and this facility continues to see violations. Why do you deserve taxpayer money?
No comment. I don't know how else to explain that to you.
There's quite a conversation going on about this on our 11Alive Facebook page. Andy, one comment really stood out to me. Connie speaks to the bigger issue here. Elder care is so expensive. Most people can't afford many choices about which facility they or a parent go to. They're worried.
Yeah, Connie is so right. Most of us will not end up in a resort or some sort of luxurious nursing home. Most of us will end up in a place just like Shepherd Hills.
You mentioned the $8 million of taxpayer money. We're also getting a lot of questions about lawmakers. What's their reaction?
About a month ago, we reached out to Representative Steve Tarvin. He represents the district where the nursing home is located. What was your reaction when you saw the information we provided?
Well, of course, I haven't talked to anybody officially about any of those complaints, but it's disturbing to see those things, and you hear and read about them, but I wasn't aware of anything at Shepherd Hills, this kind of problem.
Representative Tarvin told me he sent our findings to the state to investigate. Many lawmakers are very familiar with this facility. In 2018, our investigation into the woman essentially eaten alive prompted a House committee hearing to discuss this nursing home.
And that conversation's a good start, but no action since. So a lot of people saying, so what is going to be in place to make sure my family members are cared for?
We haven't heard from lawmakers yet or the state, but I can tell you lawmakers are considering legislation that could require nursing homes to allow families to install cameras. It hasn't passed over the past 3 years, but the sponsor is hopeful this year.
All right, I know you have a lot more tonight at 11, up late, also on 11alive.com. Andy, thanks a lot.
A local cheerleading coach arrested now, facing felony charges. Next, a look at how many children become victims of these kinds of crimes. And Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb live on Facebook right now, taking your weather questions. Go ahead and join the conversation right now on his Facebook page. We're going to catch up with him coming up after the break. And hey, if you have your phone in your hand and you prefer to stream, we got you covered. Join the 11Alive YouTube channel, subscribe, and join the conversation in the community section. We've got more 11Alive news in prime time coming up after the break.
Isn't what you have time for. And that's why there's the Rush Blog, the biggest news of the day in 5 minutes or less. Quick and convenient for all those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Blog on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout-out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibes. When you vibe with it, it's a good time. We don't worry about the hate, we just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park if you've never.
A cheer coach is under arrest tonight, accused of molesting a 15-year-old boy. 11Alive's Elwin Lopez talked to a parent who shared a letter the cheer center sent out to families about the arrest.
My heart literally sunk. I just felt like my legs were going to give out. I wanted to cry because I knew then that I was going to have a discussion with my daughter that no mother should ever have.
A discussion this parent, who wants to remain anonymous, says she had to have with her child after learning of 31-year-old rock star cheer coach Donald Jones' arrest over the weekend.
He's been there for about 5 years, and when he did come in, you know, they were like, you're expected to follow his lead, you know, he's a great person, he's going to make us winners.
Now, the former coach is facing 3 counts of aggravated child molestation and 1 count of enticing a child. The parent who spoke to us says Jones was a coach at Rockstar Cheer Atlanta in Woodstock, but says her interactions with him were limited.
He just wasn't approachable. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't friendly. I mean, I don't even know how to explain, you know, that part of it.
On Rockstar Cheer Atlanta's website, a post from last year boasts about Jones' success during his time at the organization, stating in part, quote, "It is only through my extreme faith and confidence in Donald that we are where we are today." According to the arrest warrant, Jones is accused of molesting a 15-year-old boy last Thursday in the former coach's home. The warrant does not indicate how the coach knew the teen.
Protect your child, protect your family, and just let the kids know that it's okay. It's okay to come forward, that there's going to be a lot of support no matter what.
Jones was released on bond Sunday. We tried to reach out to Jones's attorney, but the court does not have one listed for him at this time.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11Alive Storm Trackers, continuing our conversation on Facebook Live right now with between 400 and 500 people on Facebook Live. A lot of people are saying they want to see some snow this week. Mike Petrosky says Flowery Branch needs snow. Tristan Bowie is wanting snow in Winder. Jared Tollison says, seems like we don't get the big winter storms like back in the 80s and 90s. So a lot of people talking about those snow chances. I'm going to break down those models for you here in just a second. First, though, let's talk about the rain that we have. It's just been a soggy day. We had almost an inch of rain in our area. And I mentioned earlier in the top of the newscast that with our rain today that we had almost an inch, that now makes us the second wettest February on record for Atlanta. And we're still dealing with some of the rain now. Light stuff, but look how, excuse me, things are breaking up over North and West Georgia. And so we're going to see the showers start to break up a little bit too. Still right here in Atlanta, we're right on the line here where we have some of these showers here, and then just to the west, it lightens up to some mist and drizzle and then starts to dry up just a little bit. But there's more on the way back from Alabama, but you'll see how it's breaking up there as well. So just know overnight tonight, still a chance for a few showers, not as widespread or as persistent as they were earlier. And in the morning, a couple of hit and miss showers around before we get some drier weather that'll be moving in. All right, let me show you the big picture of what's happening out there right now. You know, it's been really chilly out there today. We have been holding in the 40s pretty much all day long. Our high temperature today was actually 50 degrees, and that was just after midnight, around 1 o'clock in the morning. And through the afternoon, we've been holding pretty much in the 40s. So it's been really chilly out there today. It is going to remain chilly out there tonight as well, but we might actually start warming up a little bit. We have 50s down here in LaGrange and Peachtree City. That warmer air is going to try to move our way, and we may see these temperatures moving up overnight into those 50s, even mid-50s here by tomorrow morning. Still some of those showers around, but we're thinking by early in the morning we'll have a good coverage of clouds, but the rain is going to be ending and moving out. So on our scale from 1 to 11, where an 11 is a perfect day, we're going with a 7. That rain chance, very low chances in the morning with temperatures right around 50. And then we'll be at 68 for a high temperature tomorrow, even some sunshine trying to break through. So here we are tonight. You can see that rain as it's moving out, but still just a couple of those spotty showers for your drive into work. It's going to be cloudy and maybe the roads will still be damp out there. And then we start to dry out a little bit. And look at this southwesterly flow. That's really going to help our temperatures warm up when we get up to around 68 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Clouds start filling in again Tuesday and into Wednesday. I'm really thinking Wednesday early is going to be dry. And then later on Wednesday, we're going to see some showers from the west starting to move into our area. And then Wednesday night, look what starts to happen here in North Georgia. There's the potential Wednesday night. We don't think it'll be here in Atlanta, but up in the mountains of North Georgia, of a few flurries around. And at this point, it doesn't look like a major issue there. Here again is Wednesday night at 7. Once we get into 11 o'clock, maybe just a few flurries there, but just rain here in metro Atlanta. Thursday looks like it'll be a dry day with mostly sunny skies. And then Friday, another fast-moving system comes in. That'll give us some light showers here in Atlanta in the afternoon, maybe a flurry north. And then Saturday, with the wraparound moisture, it is possible we could see some flurries not only in North Georgia, maybe even here in metro Atlanta for a brief period. Don't think it'll be a major thing before that changes over to all rain, as high temperatures on Saturday are going to be in the 40s. So we have two possibilities this week. Wednesday night in far north Georgia of some flurries, and then Saturday, right now, the models have been pretty consistent on bringing a few flurries even as far south as around the Atlanta area. Please know, we're going to continue fine-tuning this forecast. This is still 5 days out. We'll be fine-tuning this forecast for you through the rest of the week to talk about the precip type and what, if any, type of impacts that we might have. So here's that 7-day outlook. Showers early Tuesday, then dry. Early Wednesday, we're dry with showers late and maybe some flurries north. And then Thursday, it's dry. Friday, dry early with moisture coming in late, maybe that mixing in with some flurries early on Saturday morning. With then high temperatures get up to 47. And then on Sunday and Monday, dry again and warming back up again to around 60 degrees by Monday.
This Black History Month, we are focusing on today's pioneers, the people on the front lines of change, working to improve the quality of life for African Americans. Stacey Abrams is one of the people leading that charge. 11Alive's Natisha Land spoke to her today.
That's right, Cheryl. Since her narrowly losing to Brian Kemp in Georgia's governor's race in 2018, Stacey Abrams has not strayed too far away from the political spotlight. She's been mentioned as a possible running mate for whoever gets the Democratic presidential candidate nominee. And just last week, she said that she is up to that challenge. She's also continuing to fight a 60-year-long battle involving allegations against voter suppression. And she's creating significant inroads in Georgia politics. She believes the way to equality for African Americans is for everyone.
But we have to recognize that it's not solely incumbent upon African Americans, upon Black people, to save themselves. We are part of a nation that has made it its mission to help lift everyone up, and we cannot be left behind.
And you can see more of our interview with Stacey Abrams and others in our Black History Month special. It's called Today's Pioneers. It will air Saturday night at 7 p.m. right here on 11Alive.
To learn more about the men and women who have continued to help Atlanta, visit 11alive.com/Black History.
The goal point for re-entry is 2,990 miles.
It took Hollywood and the country too long to recognize the genius of NASA's living computer, Katherine Johnson. Next, lessons learned looking back on an extraordinary life.
Hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Block on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibe. When you vibe with it, it's a good time. We don't worry about the hate, we just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculptures, photography. This beautiful mural was created by the artist Hence. It's 100 feet long, and even though it was created in 2014, it still remains very popular to musicians and photographers alike. You can find it on the East Side Trail under Virginia Avenue. So let me know what you think. It doesn't have to be street art. Maybe your favorite spot is down the street from your home or a great view. Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and share your favorite Instagram spots in Atlanta. And come hang out with me on Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
It looks like
A history maker and a boundary breaker. Humble but heroic in America's race to space today. The country lost a NASA pioneer whose story went untold for way too long. Katherine Johnson, whose work helped put men on the moon, has died at 101 years old. Jennifer Bellamy has a look back at her life and legacy.
For years, she worked in the background, computing the numbers that would put astronauts on the moon in 1969. Mathematician Katherine Johnson completed trajectory analysis for America's first human spaceflight, Alan Shepard's Freedom 7 mission. She would later go on to run computer equations by hand for John Glenn's first American orbital spaceflight. Her work was critical during a time when NASA says astronauts didn't want to put their lives in the care of electronic calculating machines that were prone to problems and blackouts. John Glenn asked specifically for Johnson instead, saying if she said the numbers were good, he was ready to go. That flight went on to be a success and marked a turning point in the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union. Johnson, known for working her equations by hand, initially worked for the government in an all-black section before being assigned to an all-male division and later gaining access to meetings that were previously only attended by men. Through all her accomplishments, she remained an important but unknown part of history. That's until her story rose to fame when it was portrayed in the 2016 Oscar-nominated film Hidden Figures, part of which was filmed in Georgia. She was one of 3 African-American women who helped the space program, working with Dorothy Vaughan, another mathematician who died in 2008, and Mary Jackson, an engineer who died in 2005. But Johnson's legend didn't begin or end with her work in the space program. She skipped several grades, entering high school at age 13 on the campus of the historically black West Virginia State College, later enrolling at 18. She went on to teach at a public black school and made history when she and 2 African-American men became the first 3 black students offered admission to West Virginia University. In 2015, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor from President Barack Obama. And just last July, a NASA facility was renamed in her honor.
Johnson was the first woman to receive credit as an author in the Flight Research Division. She went on to co-author 26 research reports. Again, she was 101 years old. A killer has served less than 15 years of his life sentence, but Shannon Melindy's family says they will spend the rest of their lives trying to keep him in prison.
Hawks, the MLS champs, Atlanta United. This city has something for every kind of sports fan. So what do you think? Is Atlanta the best city in America? Connect with us. Use Facebook or Instagram and tell us why this city's got it going on. And then watch us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on The Morning Rush on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Babe, where are my keys?
Where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
Where's my pen? Have you seen it?
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, oh, let's just order some Chinese food, and of course you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, well, I got leftovers, I can't let it go to waste.
Auntie wants to give you a plate to take home from the barbecue.
Auntie.
No.
Auntie, don't invite me to the barbecue.
I'm gonna be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. only on 11Alive.
The 11Alive app is your go-to source for all things Atlanta.
You hear what happened today? I'll tell you all about it.
Breaking news the moment it happens.
The boil water advisory.
Hyper-local, accurate weather alert.
You may want to grab that sweater, maybe even a coat.
More stories to uncover. More videos to discover.
He did it his way.
Personalized for you.
And that's what makes it so special.
The 11Alive app. Available now in the App Store.
Hey, I got the ways to go. I got moves to make, homie, but I stay in the flow. See, I just do what I say I'm gonna do. No, movement ain't faded. You could assume it.
Oh, and so I was saying, there is always something filming here in Atlanta. From movies to TV shows, you name it. And so the A Scene keeps up with all of it for you. Casting calls, which big celebrities are in town, what's filming, and if it's in your neighborhood. It's like an inside scoop.
Oh, nice. But you know, I really wish you would have told us we were filming this today.
Ooh, did I not text you? All right. Ah, it's in my drafts. That's my bad.
Tonight, 2 grieving parents fighting for justice for their murdered daughter. As John Sherrick explains, their fight to keep a man in prison is their life sentence.
She is forever 19.
She was cut short at 19.
Shannon Melendi.
It's tough. It's very tough.
Murdered at 19, forever the light of her parents' lives.
She had a dream to be on the Supreme Court.
Yvonne and Louis Melendi, embracing tender memories of Shannon and her promise, speak of the trial and conviction in 2005 of the man who kidnapped, raped, and murdered her. Butch Hinton, sentenced back then to life in prison. Case closed, they thought.
Shannon is dead forever, and he should be in prison forever. I felt betrayed.
Under Georgia law, Butch Hinton must now be considered for parole. He has served less than 15 years of his life sentence.
He does have a sliver of hope. He shouldn't have any hope at all.
It was John Petrie who in 2005 helped lead the team that developed the case against Hinton for murder and convinced the jury to convict Hinton. Butch Hinton was the first person ever convicted of murder in Georgia in a case without the victim's body and without a crime scene.
We, the jury, find the defendant Colvin C. Hinton III guilty.
As to count 2, felony murder, how does the jury find?
We, the jury, find the defendant Colvin C. Hinton III guilty.
Petrie says he tried, but was not able under the laws then to seek a sentence of life without parole.
If it was available, yes, sir, absolutely, we would have sought life without parole. He is a monster. He was and is a predator, and he's still young enough that he could very well hurt people when he gets out.
Members of Georgia's Board of Pardons and Paroles are now each reviewing Hinton's case file. Then they will vote. Their decision could be days or weeks away. If Hinton is denied parole this time around, the Melendez know they'll have to keep up the pressure for the next time he's eligible.
And we'll be in our 80s by then.
And they do not want their parole fight to be Monique's to fight for the rest of her life.
My father has definitely passed the baton to me, and that's fine. I'm going to fight until the day he dies.
They pray, and their hearts speak to Shannon.
Help us get through this. We miss you, we love you, and help us get through it.
I believe in God. I believe that Shannon is in a good place right now. But what was left behind by Hinton's murder is a mess.
Their life sentence without parole, forever fighting for Shannon.
For a complete timeline of Shannon Melendi's disappearance, check out our story on the 11Alive app. Just look under the As Seen on TV section.
Still watching rain out there tonight. It's a little more persistent and a little better coverage of rain from Atlanta over to the east, roughly along the I-85 corridor to the east is where we have that better coverage of rain. North and west of that, still a few lingering showers around, but it's starting to break up a little bit. And it's mainly light stuff around Atlanta. But if you move down to the south here through the southern parts of Jasper County into Putnam County, right here in parts of Butts County, Lamar County, and Upson County, we have a couple of spots where we have some moderate shower activity around. But then back here to the west and in North Georgia, things breaking up. It's not totally over, but at least it's not as persistent as it was a little bit earlier. And you can see that breaking up still back into parts of Alabama, but a little bit more back in Mississippi and western Tennessee. So still we have all this to move through, but it's not a constant rain that we'll be dealing with. It's just going to be a few scattered showers during those overnight hours and maybe even a couple of lingering showers early in the morning for your drive into work. And then we start to dry out a little bit briefly before the next system moves our way. Take a live look out there right now. This is our tower cam in Rome, where you see the wind blowing a good bit up there. Roads are still wet, but no active rain coming down right now in Rome. So hopefully they'll start to see things drying up a little bit more up there too. Look at these temperatures today, folks. It was just raw and wet and soggy today. We had our high temperature overnight at 50 degrees. We fell into the 40s this morning and then held in the 40s for most of the afternoon. But believe it or not, now during the evening hours, coming up to the upper 40s, we may actually move up a few degrees overnight as well, with temperatures that move into the 50s while you're sleeping tonight, still with a few of those showers around. But look how tomorrow morning, those showers should be tapering off. We'll still have clouds, but temperatures in the mid-50s, and tomorrow much warmer, highs near 70, up to about 68 degrees tomorrow afternoon. And then additional, not only rain chances coming in this week, but a couple little areas that could see some snow flurries for the week ahead in a couple of those systems that swing through. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Topping our speed feed tonight, we now know the names of the 6 people killed in a horrific wrong-way crash in Liberty County. It happened Sunday on I-95. State troopers say a 77-year-old man was driving the wrong way when he hit a Nissan Rogue head-on. The 77-year-old and all 5 people in the Nissan were killed. The passengers in the Nissan appear to be a family from Portsmouth, Virginia, with the victims ranging in age 4 to 41 years old. Scary moments at a Georgia airport. A plane ran off the runway in Richmond County and crashed into a nearby fence. Investigators say when the plane touched down, it was unable to stop. The pilot was the only person on board. He suffered minor injuries. The NTSB and FAA are investigating the crash. And today is the last day to register if you want to vote in the upcoming presidential primary here in Georgia. Early voting starts next Monday with the actual primary held on March 24th. If you aren't sure if you're already registered, we've got an article that walks you through how to check. Find it in the As Seen on TV section of the 11Alive app. It also explains how you can register online. Now to the Democratic race to the White House. Next stop, South Carolina. Senator Bernie Sanders has the momentum going into this weekend's primary there. It's shaping up to be a must-win for former Vice President Joe Biden. And NBC News has learned he is about to score a major endorsement. Alice Barr is in Washington with the latest.
As Bernie Sanders rides a decisive victory out of Nevada, the Democratic race is now entering a critical phase, with the South Carolina primary on Saturday, followed by 14 states voting on Super Tuesday. A new NBC News Marist poll shows Joe Biden with a narrow lead over Sanders in South Carolina, followed by Tom Steyer, Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, and Amy Klobuchar. The first in the South contest is make or break for Biden, who finished second in Nevada, his best showing yet, and has staked his candidacy on winning with Black and Hispanic voters. The state's top Democrat, Representative James Clyburn, expected to endorse Biden this week as he tries to show he's more electable than Sanders.
I don't think he can beat Donald Trump and keep a Democratic Senate, get a Democratic Senate and keep a Democratic House.
Targeting Sanders and how he'll pay for his ambitious plans will be a common theme as 7 candidates face off in a debate tomorrow night, with Steyer, a billionaire activist, back on the stage.
I am a progressive Democrat, but I'll tell you what I'm not. I'm not a Democratic socialist.
Mike Bloomberg's campaign tweeting a new ad today attacking Sanders' record on gun control, while the Sanders campaign says the strong results from early voting states speak for themselves.
He's going to bring a lot of people, working class people, back into the party who supported President Obama before but had defected to Trump in 2016.
The other candidates now looking to stop Sanders' goal of building up an unbeatable delegate lead over the next 8 days.
Students in Stone Mountain got the experience of a lifetime. They were able to chat with astronauts aboard the International Space Station. How cool is that?
The different countries take turns. Over.
Well, the short answer is we take turns. A few other planets when we know where.
Kittredge's Magnet School was one of 9 schools in the U.S. selected to participate in the experience. Students asked 20 questions, each answered by an astronaut aboard the ISS. The activity is part of the amateur radio program. Their teacher hopes it will encourage her students to explore the unknown.
I want them to be curious. If they're curious, they'll ask questions. If they ask questions, they look for the answers. I want them to be curious, and hopefully this was kind of a spark.
The radio club at Kittredge is a special one. Over the course of 4 days, students contacted amateur radio operators in 15 states and 9 countries across the globe. So to come, how historic homes are being used to help create more affordable housing in Atlanta.
Got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Jeff.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up,
Good guys didn't
Chesley.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
You didn't get my text? The whole crew got together for coffee this morning.
I'm learning the taste of water because I'm sugary.
Yeah.
Right.
About that.
Reward would be
Slimming down. Okay.
Yes,
right?
okay.
Yeah, a little water in my
yes.
cup.
And beautiful skin. You know, even more beautiful skin, you know, when it's all hydrated and everything else. I'm not going to be able to sit next to you in a few months.
Don't drink your morning coffee alone. Have it with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Some mornings, what you want isn't what you have time for. And that's why there's the Rush Blog, the biggest news of the day in 5 minutes or less. Quick and convenient for all those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Blog on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
All we feel is good vibes. When you vibe with it, it's a good time. We don't worry about that hate, we just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculptures, photography. This beautiful mural was created by the artist Hence. It's 100 feet long, and even though it was created in 2014, it still remains very popular to musicians and photographers alike.
A nonprofit is tackling Atlanta's affordable housing problem in the West End, and it's thanks to one family. We first brought you the story of Tuskegee Airman Edward Johnson last year. His family helped jumpstart the initiative by selling a home he built to the Georgia Trust. Now, the family's second home, also sold to the Trust, is up for grabs. Nick Sturdivant has the story.
Saturday was open house day here at this home on Mosley Place in Southwest Atlanta.
We did had 70 people say they were coming, and I think we've exceeded that.
The home, recently renovated, is ready for a fresh start. But it's the history inside these walls that will help shape the future.
There's legacy here. I mean, this is a house, and the other house too, where African-American families lived for over 50 years.
This home was the heart of Harriet and Edward Johnson's family. Edward, a Tuskegee Airman in World War II, became Atlanta's first African-American master electrician. Harriet, a graduate of Spelman College, earned a master's degree in education and taught in Atlanta public schools. This home and their other home on Harwell Street in Washington Park were sold to the Georgia Trust for Historic Preservation as a part of its West Atlanta Preservation Initiative.
Well, there's a big need for affordable housing in the city, especially on the west side where things have been changing rapidly because of the Beltline.
And you shouldn't have to move outside the perimeter to get your mega mansion and then have to move back inside and face that cost.
Each home is selling at $198,000. According to Zillow, some homes in that same zip code are selling for nearly double. The program will offer homes only to a buyer who makes 80% or less of Atlanta's median family income, or just under $64,000 a year for a family of 4.
I think that's part of the vision that the Johnson sisters had, is that we'd like this house to be inhabited by someone who has a long-standing commitment to the neighborhood.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11Alive Storm Trackers. We're still dealing with some rain out there. The better coverage of rain is pretty much along I-85 and to the east of I-85, where you can see we have not only green, which is indicating light rain, but also some pockets of some more moderate rain here. Some of this just to the west of Athens in areas of these counties like over near Walton County, also Oconee County. We have Barrow County and Jackson County seeing some of the more moderate rain that's coming down. Also down to the south, as you get closer toward Lake Oconee and just south of I-20 there at Lake Oconee and Eatonton, some moderate rain. But I want you to see how out to the west, things are starting to taper off a little bit. It's not totally ending yet, but at least the showers are not as persistent as they were earlier. So we're still going to have just a few showers overnight, but not raining all night long. Take a look at what we're watching out there right now, as we will have an opportunity to dry out a little bit during the day tomorrow. Our high today was 50 degrees. That actually occurred at around midnight or 1 in the morning. And the low was 45 degrees that we had this afternoon. We're actually in the upper 40s right now, and we may actually move up a few degrees during the overnight hours. 59 is our average high for this time of year, so we are 9 degrees below the average today. We picked up almost an inch of rain today, and as we mentioned earlier in our first half hour, we are now the second wettest February on record here in Atlanta, and we have a surplus of more than 10 inches of rain so far for the year. So let me show you what we're watching. We have that cool air in place. You notice earlier I mentioned that the temperatures might actually move up a little bit. We're 48 here. Look at Gainesville at 43, 42 in Clayton. That easterly flow giving us a little bit of a wedge here, which is a cool, shallow layer of air at the surface. It's a little warmer in LaGrange at 54. Peachtree City is 50. These 50s that you see to the south and west of us are going to start moving our way, and that's what will help our temperatures to move up a little bit overnight into the 50s. In the morning, we warm up even more with a southwesterly flow. We're going to see the rain showers tapering off early in the morning, just a few spotty showers in the morning, and then mostly cloudy skies during the day. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of sunshine coming through. This model's saying 66 for a high. I'm thinking with a few peaks of sunshine, we may actually make it up to about 68 degrees for a high temperature tomorrow. So we're going with a 7 on the wasometer. That's from our scale from 1 to 11, where an 11 is a perfect day. Again, just some moisture early in the morning and then drying out for a while. And then we'll have a dry start to the day on Wednesday before the next fast-moving system moves in. Here you can see for the drive into work tomorrow, not raining the whole time, but just a few of those spotty showers around. Those move away, and we'll even see those clouds. See how they try to thin out and break up a little bit for the afternoon hours, but at least it's going to be dry. More clouds build in late Tuesday, and then into Wednesday, we start off dry, but then we're watching this next system that moves in. And again, over the next few days, we're just going to have a succession of some fast-moving systems. We call them short waves coming in with a little bit of moisture on Wednesday, a few spotty showers around. Late Wednesday, we're going to be watching up in far north Georgia for maybe a few flurries overnight Wednesday into early on Thursday. We don't think it's going to be a major deal at all. But then as we get toward the end of the week, so here's another model showing those few flurries over far north Georgia late Wednesday night. Thursday will be dry, and then once we get into Friday, another quick-moving system with some light rain here in Atlanta. A few flurries possible in North Georgia. And then Saturday morning, with any lingering wraparound moisture, we could see some flurries as far south as Atlanta. At this point, again, this is 5 days out, it doesn't look like a major deal, but we're going to be kind of fine-tuning that forecast for you for the rest of the week. So we have the rain chances early tomorrow, then dry Wednesday morning, and then showers late Wednesday with a flurry or two in North Georgia. Dry Thursday, and then late Friday, another area of rain comes in, maybe a few flurries early Saturday morning before it moves out, with temperatures around 47 for a high. Sunday, mostly sunny. Monday, partly cloudy, but we warm back up to 60 degrees.
It's our weekly culinary journey around the many cuisines of Metro Atlanta. This is At the Table ATL. I'm Matt Pearl. This is our 65th episode, meaning 65 restaurants representing 65 different countries here in the Atlanta food scene. And this time, we're meeting a woman of Bolivian descent who couldn't find a Bolivian restaurant in Metro Atlanta, so she made a bakery in her home. Let's head over to Sweet Rossi for a taste of Bolivia.
This is salteñas, a typical empanada in Bolivia.
How do salteñas represent Bolivia?
Oh, salteñas is so famous. People eat this from breakfast until lunch. Potato, peas, onion, parsley, 1 olive, 1 raisin, and 1 piece of boiled egg. I always like to bake with my mom, and she give me all the recipes. She's more excited sometimes than me and say, you can do this, why you don't try this? You can sell this.
What does it mean to you to represent Bolivian food in Metro Atlanta?
When I participate in different farmers markets the last year, the people were surprised, from Bolivia, what is this? My idea was not bake for other people, just for me and for my family. And then I realized that people like a lot salteña. Maybe something new for many of people.
Put Bolivia on the board. That makes 65 countries we've covered on this segment, and we continue to roll. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at @TheTableATL, and check out our new map online at 11alive.com. We've got every restaurant we've ever done, shows you where it is in the Metro Atlanta area. Check it out. It's pretty cool.
Well, looks good. Thanks, Matt. Well, Atlanta United is back on the pitch tomorrow night in Champions League play. The Five Stripes will be without several injured players, and one key player will be absent for a different reason. Maria Martin has more.
Atlanta United is back in the States and training here in Marietta for round 2 of the CONCACAF Champions League tomorrow against FC Motagua. Round 1 ended in a draw because they were shorthanded with injuries and visa issues. United's newest player, who's already shined for the Five Stripes, Matias Rossetto, has run into some visa issues that seemingly won't be resolved before tomorrow's match.
He still doesn't have his official papers. You know, there is a pile, I think, somewhere in an office, and maybe he's on the bottom, and you know, that's how it goes, and it's really frustrating for him, for me, for his teammates, for the club.
So because some of the players will not be available for tomorrow's match, the good thing is they see Kennesaw as a home away from home.
It's certainly a stadium that we enjoy. It's an intimate ground, you know, where the fans are kind of right on top of us, and we like that. I think it causes a bit of an imposing feeling on our opponent. To be able to go from Mercedes-Benz to go to Kennesaw, we're lucky to have a home away from home, if you will, in terms of the field, the atmosphere, the environment. It makes it a lot more intimate when we're there.
So up for grabs tomorrow, a second straight trip to the quarterfinals in the CONCACAF Champions League for Atlanta United at 8 o'clock.
It's the start of a new season for Georgia Olympian Elana Myers-Taylor as mom. A first look at the latest member of Team USA next.
You can find it on the East Side Trail under Virginia Avenue. So let me know what you think. It doesn't have to be street art. Maybe your favorite spot is down the street from your home or a great view. Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and share your favorite Instagram spots in Atlanta. And come hang out with me on Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
It looks like fun.
They are fun.
And they're
convenient. But they're being dumped everywhere.
5,000 scooters at one time active throughout the city. I enjoy them myself. They're fun. There's got to be some regulations.
I just feel like we have to evolve with the times, though. They're not going anywhere. They shouldn't go anywhere. It's a new way of transporting. We have to evolve.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
You see them all day, every day. Headlines, stats, and numbers, but without context, they're just clickbait. So let's add some perspective. The 3 most interesting numbers of the day, what they mean, and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about your voice? It is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together, our voices grow. Together, we come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together, we are unstoppable. Together, we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
Hate
and they
cliffhangers.
would, you know, they would wait the next week. You're, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions, and who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and college students from Atlanta all help shape the future of America.
Team USA has a new member, 8 pounds and already a fighter. Atlanta's 3-time Olympic medalist Ilana Myers-Taylor is a new mom. Here's Cheryl Preheim.
Alana and her husband Nick just announced baby Nicholas has arrived, their first child. They've taken us along on this journey.
Congratulations to you both.
After her silver medal in the 2018 Games in South Korea, I asked her what was next. She wanted to come home to Atlanta and start her family. Not too long after came the fun baby announcement for a bobsledding couple. Alana, who wants to compete in another Winter Olympics, kept training right up until the end. Congratulations, Alana and Nick, and to the entire family.
Lifting weights, man.
Mama's gotta get it done.
That's right. Hey, we have a few showers possible early in the morning and then dry weather until late Wednesday with a round of showers, maybe flurries north, and then a few flurries possible in Metro Atlanta early Saturday.
All right, thank you so much, Chris. Hey, we're sticking around until 10, and Jeff is up next. See you then.
Where's my pen? Have you seen it?
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, oh, let's just order some Chinese food, and of course you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, well, I got leftovers, I can't let it go to waste.
Auntie wants to give you a plate to take home from the barbecue.
Auntie.
No.
Auntie, don't invite me to the barbecue.
I'm gonna be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
The 11Alive app is your go-to source for all things Atlanta.
You hear what happened today? I'll tell you all about it.
Breaking news the moment it happens.
The boil water advisory.
Hyper-local, accurate weather alerts.
You may want to grab that sweater, maybe even a coat.
More stories to uncover. More videos to discover.
He did it his way.
Personalized for you.
And that's what makes it so special.
The 11Alive app. Available now in the App Store.
Hey, I got the ways to go. I got moves to make, homie, but I stay in the flow. See, I just do what I say I'm gonna do. No, my movement ain't faded. You can assume what I'm doing was beta
Oh, and so I was saying, there is always something filming here in Atlanta. From movies to TV shows, you name it. And so the A Scene keeps up with all of it for you. Casting calls, which big celebrities are in town, what's filming, and if it's in your neighborhood. It's like an inside scoop.
Oh, nice. But you know, I really wish you would have told us we were filming this today.
Ooh, did I not text you? All right. Ah, it's in my drafts. That's my bad.
So you slept in and you missed Morning Rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed.
In my experience, good guys do finish last.
I consider myself a nice guy. I got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Jeff.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't finish last.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
You didn't get my text? The whole crew got together for coffee this morning.
11Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
New tonight, another teen now charged with murder in Gwinnett County.
And we are barely just 2 months into 2020, and police tell John Sherrick it is alarming.
The latest teen charged with murder in Gwinnett County is accused of shooting a 23-year-old man, possibly while trying to rob him, and then leaving the man to die in the middle of Hightower Trail in Snellville earlier this month. The suspect, 17-year-old James Robertson. In fact, Robertson is the 7th teen charged with murder in Gwinnett County since January 1st, compared with 1 teen murder suspect in Gwinnett in all of 2019, and compared with the 7 teenage murder suspects in Gwinnett in all of 2018.
Obviously, it's still early in the year to draw any types of conclusions.
Gwinnett County Police Corporal Colin Flynn.
However, it is alarming for us to have this many teenage suspects.
In fact, police say that out of the 5 murders in Gwinnett this year where they've identified suspects, teens were involved in 4 of the murders. One of the teens just 15, but now charged as an adult with murder. All of the victims shot to death. Police working aggressively in the schools, doing what they can.
The Gwinnett County School Police has numerous programs where they speak to children and letting them know that there's alternatives to committing violent crime.
As it is, Gwinnett County Police blame only one of the murders on gangs. The other murders, they say, were just teens killing and robbing for money or killing over drugs.
Another rainy night out there. This is video from Midtown Atlanta where you see nothing but wet cars and wet streets. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb joining us now. Jeff, are you tired of it yet?
Yeah, you know what? It just is as it is, right, Chris? There's no other way to explain it.
I know, and we have the rain still with us tonight. The good news is it's going to start tapering off a little bit tonight, and we're seeing some evidence of that right now. Pretty much to the west and north of I-85, but along this I-85 corridor to the east and south of that, we're still dealing with some of those showers around, and mainly light rain. But if I take you over here toward Athens, you can see a little bit of moderate rain falling there. Also down south as you go toward Morgan County, near the Madison area, toward Eatonton, parts of Jasper County, down into Butts County, we've been seeing some more of that moderate rain. But if you'll look here to the north and west, even including Atlanta, it's tapering off some, not totally over, but just more sporadic, not quite as persistent as what we were dealing with earlier. And there's more rain back into Alabama. So just know tonight while you're sleeping, you might hear some raindrops here and there, but it's not going to be constant during the all night long hours. So today's rain kind of got us to a milestone today. Take a look at these numbers of what we have out here. We picked up about just a little bit less than an inch of rain today. So of all of the Februaries that we've had, we now, because of today's rain at just under an inch, we are now the 2nd wettest February on record here in Atlanta with 10.37 inches of rain so far this month. 1961 had more, a little bit more than a foot of rain, but instead of being in 3rd place, we're now in 2nd place for rain, and more chances for not only rain coming this week, but maybe even a couple of times where we could see a little bit of snow over parts of North Georgia. We'll break that down for you in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Chris. Remember, go ahead, download the 11Alive app. That's where you can check out radar to see how much rain is expected in your neighborhood and any potential flooding.
New tonight, love and prayers for Anitra Gunn, a Fort Valley State University student honored, and she was murdered tonight. She was celebrated at a candlelight vigil. A new arrest warrant has been revealed that she was strangled to death. DeMarcus Little is accused of killing his girlfriend on Valentine's Day. Little appeared in court for the first time today on murder charges. Gunn, an Atlanta native, found dead in the woods near the Peach-Crawford County line last Tuesday. That is in Middle Georgia, not far from Macon.
Gwinnett County police are looking for 2 missing women months after their caregiver just straight up vanished. Police want to find Linda Williams. Investigators say her daughter filed a missing persons report about 2 weeks ago. She hadn't heard from her mom since December. Police say Lindsay Williams was supposed to be under the care of Kashia Mitchell. Investigators say another woman, Linda Kimball, who was also under Mitchell's care, was reported missing in October.
We don't have information that leads us to believe that either one of them has been physically harmed. However, we want to make sure that their medical needs are being met. And in order to do so, we need to find them.
Police warrants are out for Mitchell's arrest. Investigators are still looking for all 3 women.
Bartow County School District is now mourning the death of a beloved staff member. She was a victim in a high-speed chase over the weekend. Georgia State Troopers say they were chasing Christopher Parker. This young man
in Adairsville on Saturday. He ran a red light, struck 2 cars, and then was gone. Angela Townsend was killed. She was a parapro who worked with pre-K students at White Elementary School. Another driver also injured in the crash. Parker now under arrest and is facing a multitude of charges.
A cheer coach is under arrest tonight, accused of molesting a 15-year-old boy. 11Alive's Elwin Lopez talked to a parent who shared a letter to the cheer center that was sent out to families.
My heart literally sunk. I just felt like my legs were going to give out. I wanted to cry because I knew then that I was going to have a discussion with my daughter that no mother should ever have.
A discussion this parent, who wants to remain anonymous, says she had to have with her child after learning of 31-year-old rock star cheer coach Donald Jones' arrest over the weekend.
He's been there for about 5 years, and when he did come in, you know, they were like, you're expected to follow his lead, you know, he's a great person, he's going to make us winners.
Now, the former coach is facing 3 counts of aggravated child molestation and 1 count of enticing a child. The parent who spoke to us says Jones was a coach at Rockstar Cheer Atlanta in Woodstock, but says her interactions with him were limited.
He just wasn't approachable. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't friendly. I mean, I don't even know how to explain, you know, that part of it.
On Rockstar Cheer Atlanta's website, a post from last year boasts about Jones' success during his time at the organization, stating in part, quote, "It is only through my extreme faith and confidence in Donald that we are where we are today." According to the arrest warrant, Jones is accused of molesting a 15-year-old boy last Thursday in the former coach's home. The warrant does not indicate how the coach knew the teen.
Protect your child, protect your family, and just let the kids know that it's okay. It's okay to come forward, that there's going to be a lot of support no matter what.
Jones was released on bond Sunday. We tried reaching out to Jones's attorney, but the court, they don't have one listed for him at the moment.
We now know the names of 6 people killed in a wrong-way crash in Liberty County. It happened Sunday on I-95. Georgia State troopers say a 77-year-old man began it. He was driving the wrong way when he hit a Nissan Rogue head-on. The 77-year-old and all 5 people in the Nissan were killed. The passengers in the Nissan appear to be a family from Virginia, with the victims ranging in age from 4 to 41.
Scary moments at a Georgia airport. A plane ran off the runway in Richmond County and crashed into a nearby fence. Investigators say when the plane touched down, it was unable to stop. The pilot was the only person on board. He is going to be okay. The NTSB and FAA are investigating the crash.
A push to make college more affordable for so-called dreamers gaining support from both Democrats and Republicans inside the state capitol. 11Alive's Doug Richards walks us through the bills which would offer dreamers in-state college tuition.
Immigration is frequently a wedge issue, often used as a blunt instrument among politicians here at the Capitol, which makes bipartisan support for the dreamers a little unexpected. Tuition to Georgia's state colleges is much cheaper for Georgia residents than it is for students who don't live in Georgia. Dreamers live in Georgia, but because they technically immigrated illegally, typically as small children brought in by their parents, Georgia law excludes dreamers from in-state tuition. Republican David Clark says it's time to give dreamers in-state status for tuition.
They're kind of in no man's land. We know we're not going to send them back, but what are we going to do? And I believe, you know, they are our next door neighbors. They're the kids that go to prom and homecoming with our kids. They're our kids' best friends.
Clark's bill would require dreamers to attend a Georgia high school for 3 years and to apply to college within 2 years of graduation to be eligible for in-state tuition status. The savings are substantial. One in-state credit hour is $95 on Georgia State University's website, more than 3.5 times that for out-of-state tuition.
I got a big truck, just in case I need to round up criminal illegals and take them home myself.
Yet politicians, including Brian Kemp, have messaged against giving breaks to immigrants lacking full legal status. Clark admits he risks getting a Republican primary challenger in this year's election. He says he is untroubled.
I am somebody who supports the border wall. I do support Trump on that. You know, I support tough immigration law, but we have a problem that goes back decades.
Clark's bill has been assigned to the House Higher Education Committee, as has a similar bill introduced by House Democrats.
Harvey Weinstein, once one of the most powerful men in the world, now found guilty of rape. What the victory could mean for many people, many women that are fighting sexual assaults here in Georgia.
And today, fans from around the world said farewell to basketball legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi. How fans are showing their support next.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibe with it. It's a good time. We don't worry about the hate. We just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculptures, photography. This beautiful mural was created by the artist Hints. It's 100 feet long, and even though it was created in 2014, it still remains very popular to musicians and photographers alike. You can find it on the East Side Trail under Virginia Avenue. So let me know what you think. It doesn't have to be.
A once powerful and respected man in Hollywood, now a convicted sex offender. A jury found Harvey Weinstein guilty of 2 of the 5 charges levied against him.
After the verdict, the Manhattan District Attorney told reporters this case changed the course of history in the fight against sexual violence. And while sexual assault victim advocates applaud the verdict, they tell Our Hope Forward there is still a long way to go.
He held me down on the bed. I tried to get away.
A victim recalling her sexual assault in the Harvey Weinstein trial.
Harvey Weinstein has finally been held accountable for crimes he committed.
Key players celebrated the guilty verdict Monday, like attorney Gloria Allred, who represents 3 witnesses who testified.
Women will not be silenced.
In Georgia, Jennifer Bivens says the Weinstein story happens all the time on a smaller scale.
I'm glad that he was found guilty, but it's kind of just a very small piece of, I think, the bigger picture.
Bivens works with thousands of sexual assault survivors with the Georgia Network to End Sexual Assault. For her, Weinstein's case displays a shift in the history of prosecuting offenders.
If he's a white businessman and he has a lot of money, the chances of that ever going to trial is going to be very unlikely.
Rape remains the most underreported crime in the country.
The assaults are occurring from people that they know, which also makes it harder for them to come forward.
According to the FBI, only 3 out of 10 rapes were reported in 2016, and of those rapes, less than a third were eventually punished. In Georgia, 84% of victims know their predator and remain fearful of repercussions, similar to the case of Weinstein, who is accused of using his power and money against victims. Bivens hopes the Weinstein verdict doesn't push the Me Too movement to the wayside, and she hopes more men become advocates for victims.
Stand up for what they know is right.
Weinstein's attorney plans to appeal, and he still faces a rape and sexual assault trial in Los Angeles.
Last week of February, and winter is not going away anytime soon. We're looking at rain right now. Could see some snow by the end of the week.
I mean, this rain, it's been relentless. I will say we were grateful for the break that we had over the weekend, Chris, but here we are back in the pattern. I know, right?
Yeah, and then now we have this rain, but we're going to have a little bit of a break for a while tomorrow and into early Wednesday before another fast-moving system moves in late Wednesday, and then another one late Friday into Saturday. Both of those give parts of North Georgia not only the chance for a little bit of rain, but also maybe a little bit of snow. We're going to talk about that as well. Here's what we're watching. Still, that main area of rain is east of I-85, mainly light rain, but we've got a couple of pockets here of some moderate rain coming down too, up near Athens, parts of Walton County, Morgan County, Putnam County, where you see the yellows and oranges getting in on some of that moderate rain. But if you look back to the west, and here in Atlanta, still a few light showers around, but see how things are breaking up a little bit in northwest Georgia? We're not seeing as much rain there, and there's still more back into Alabama, but it's not the persistent rain shield like we were dealing with earlier. That's all moving to the east, but just still a few spotty showers in our area overnight and even lingering into early tomorrow morning. Now, I mentioned over in Athens the moderate rain. Let's take a live look out there right now. This is our tower cam in Athens at this hour, and I've kind of pointed it down at the street there so you can see some of the rain coming down. You see these puddles right here? All right, you see the raindrops coming in there? That's kind of showing that rate of rain that we have. It's more than just light stuff, maybe a little more moderate rain up in Athens. It'll begin to taper off there as well. Something else interesting to watch tonight will be those temperatures. We've pretty much been holding in the 40s all day long. It's just been really a cold, raw, soggy day out there. 48 now, colder in Gainesville at 44, 48 in Athens. But look at these 50s to the south and west. It's 50 in Peachtree City, 54 in LaGrange, and 52 in Thomaston. Southwest winds are going to start kicking up. We may actually warm up a little bit overnight. That's what the models are showing. By 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll be in the lower 50s, and by morning, we'll be in the lower 50s here, and then even 56 degrees by 10 o'clock. So the southwesterly flow is really going to change things during the day tomorrow. We'll get up to 68 degrees, near 70 tomorrow afternoon. A few lingering light showers early in the morning, and then the rain moves out. We'll see a good coverage of clouds around, but maybe even a few peaks of sunshine, so that'll give us a 7 on the wazometer. That's our scale from 1 to 11, where an 11 is a perfect day. All right, watch this rain tonight. That main rain shield moves to the east, but still just a few spotty showers for your drive-in in the morning. Not a total driving rain the whole time, but just kind of some hit and miss showers as you're driving in. By lunchtime, even the clouds might break up a little bit to give us some brief sunshine, but there's that southwesterly flow. That's what keeps us warm there to near 70 degrees. On Wednesday, we start off dry, but then another fast-moving system with a little bit of rain comes through later on Wednesday. Not a washout or anything like that, but we'll be watching up in North Georgia where the temperatures start to cool off Wednesday night. There might be a few flurries there in North Georgia. We don't expect anything here in Atlanta, and we don't really think that in North Georgia is going to cause any issues. Here's the European model showing some of that wrapping around on Wednesday night. Then we dry out on Thursday. And then on Friday, another fast-moving system gives us some light rain here in Atlanta, another chance for a few snow flurries up in North Georgia, and then wraparound moisture with that on Saturday morning causes another chance for a few flurries, maybe as far south as the metro Atlanta area before it all moves out, and temperatures will be above freezing here for the afternoon hours on Saturday. So we don't think it's going to be any major issues out there, but just know kind of some off and on rain chances and even a couple of those snow chances. Thursday looks like the best day with partly cloudy skies. It's going to be cold, though. It'll be dry. And then here comes that next round, Friday into Saturday. Chance for some flurries early on Saturday morning, and then drier Sunday and Monday, warming back up to 60 by Monday. Take a look at your wow weather moment. This comes all the way from Turkey. Check it out, where we've seen a lot of rain here in Atlanta. It could be much worse. This is an entire village in Turkey buried in snow. People had to dig through snow drifts measuring up to 20 feet deep. Now, even though this is a wow weather moment from the other side of the world, we love seeing your weather wow moments. And the best way you can share those with us, become a member of the 11Alive Storm Trackers page on Facebook. Just search 11Alive Storm Trackers and ask to become a member of that group. We'll approve you, and then you can also see what other storm trackers are sharing with their pictures, videos, and weather information from all around the region.
It was a somber and emotional day, but yet one of celebration, a celebration of life, as 20,000 people gathered for Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, also known as Gigi. They, along with 7 of their friends, died in a helicopter crash last month. NBC's Jenna Kim has the story from the Staples Center.
After opening songs by Beyonce, Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa, read a love letter to her, quote, baby girl and soulmate.
They couldn't be on this earth without each other. He had to bring them home to heaven together.
There was plenty of emotion.
He wanted to be the best basketball player that he could be. And as I got to know him, I wanted to be the best big brother that I could be.
But also laughter.
Now he's got me. I'll have to look at another crime meme for the next.
As basketball greats celebrated a fellow giant now gone.
Kobe, your heavens MVP. I love you, my man, till we meet again.
On January 26th, Kobe Bryant's helicopter crashed, killing him, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others. Losses felt across the nation and around the world.
We're still the best team. We love and miss you, Boo Boo and Gigi.
A legacy that will endure through the ages.
Vanessa Bryant has filed a lawsuit against the company that owned the helicopter involved in the crash. NBC reports she filed the suit shortly before today's memorial service. The lawsuit alleges Island Express helicopters put the helicopter in the air when conditions were not safe for flying. The lawsuit also claims the pilot was flying at a speed of 180 miles per hour before the crash. Bryant is seeking unspecified damages.
I'm Francesca Emaker with the A Scene. Coming up, media mogul Tyler Perry receives another award for his work to help shape Atlanta. I got the details for you coming up in the A Scene. Announcements, you really never know what you're going to get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculptures, photography. This beautiful mural was created by the artist Hence. It's 100 feet long, and even though it was created in 2014, it still remains very popular to musicians and photographers alike. You can find it on the East Side Trail under Virginia Avenue. So let me know what you think. It doesn't have to be street art. Maybe your favorite spot is down the street from your home or a great view. Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and share your favorite Instagram spots in Atlanta. And come hang out with me on Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
It looks like fun.
They are fun, and they're convenient, but they're being dumped everywhere.
5,000 scooters at one time active throughout the city. I enjoy them myself. They're fun. There's got to be some regulations.
I just feel like we have to evolve with the times, though. They're not going anywhere. They shouldn't go anywhere. It's a new way of transporting. We have to evolve.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
You see them all day, every day. Headlines, stats, and numbers, but without context, they're just clickbait. So let's add some perspective. The 3 most interesting numbers of the day, what they mean, and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about your voice? It is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together, our voices grow. Together, we come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together, we are unstoppable. Together, we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
Hey,
and they
cliffhangers.
would, you know, they would wait the next week. You were, oh, what's going to happen to the $6 Million Man?
All right, folks, you know what time it is. You see your screen. It is time for Monday's edition of the A Scene and a big moment for media mogul Tyler Perry.
This is incredible to know that kids have an opportunity to be heard and be seen. And that's what we
That's just part of the speech from over the weekend as he was inducted into the Junior Achievement Business Hall of Fame. The Black Tie Gala is held to honor influential business and civic leaders who have shaped the Atlanta of today. And he'll actually join a group of 95 influential Atlantans who have been recognized for their significant contributions to the local economy and community. And just minutes before that speech, I walked over to him at the gala and said, hey, are you nervous? Don't mess this up. We're ready for something inspirational. And he He said, hey, I got this. Don't make me nervous. Don't make me nervous. Gave him a big hug. We're so proud of you, Tyler. And finally, catch a casting call for all my bodybuilders out there. Casting directors are looking for 2 male bodybuilders that are white or Hispanic. You have to be between the height of 5'10" and 6'1". The project films in March, and be prepared to send in a few recent photos of your bate and your sizes. I've dropped all the details on our members-only A-Scene Facebook group. Good luck.
Jeff just found his next gig. There you go. You can do it. Hey, headed to get ready for Up Late coming up in about 35 minutes on 11Alive. I will see you there, and you're going to be with me tonight.
I'm with you tonight.
All right. It's a twofer.
Make sure you bring the snack tray. I like to snack during commercials.
I got it. Don't you worry.
All right, very good. Thanks. See you in a few. Coming up on the Big 36, a killer has served less than 15 years of his sentence, but Shannon Melendi's family says they will spend the rest of their lives trying to keep him in prison. This was a story 25 years ago that riveted Atlanta.
Babe, where are my keys?
Where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
Where's my pen? Have you seen it?
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, oh, let's just order some Chinese food, and of course you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, well, I got leftovers. I can't let it go to waste.
Auntie wants to give you a plate to take home from the barbecue.
Auntie.
Auntie, don't invite me to the barbecue.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
The 11Alive app is your go-to source for all things Atlanta.
You hear what happened today? I'll tell you all about it.
Breaking news the moment it happens.
The boil water advisory.
Hyper-local, accurate weather alert.
You may want to grab that sweater, maybe even a coat.
More stories to uncover. More videos to discover.
He did it his way.
Personalized for you.
And that's what makes it so special.
The 11Alive app. Available now in the App Store.
Hey, I got the ways to go. I got moves to make, homie, but I stay in the flow. See, I just do what I say I'm gonna do. No, my movement ain't fading. You could assume what we're doing was great.
Oh, and so I was saying, there is always something filming here in Atlanta. From movies to TV shows, you name it. And so the A-Scene keeps up with all of it for you. Casting calls, which big celebrities are in town, what's filming, and if it's in your neighborhood. It's like an inside scoop.
Oh, nice. But you know, I really wish you would have told us we were filming this today.
Ooh, did I not text you? All right. It's in my drafts. That's my bad.
So you slept in and you missed Morning Rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed. In my experience, good guys do finish last.
I consider myself a nice guy. I've got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Jeff.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't finish.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
You didn't get my text? The whole crew got together for coffee this morning.
I'm learning the taste of water because I'm sugary.
Okay,
right.
About that.
Reward would be
slimming down. Okay,
Yes.
Right, yeah, a little water in my cup.
And beautiful skin. You know, even more beautiful skin. You know, when it's all hydrated and everything.
Tonight, two grieving parents fighting for justice for their murdered daughter. It is a story that riveted Atlanta a quarter of a century ago. As John Sherrick explains, their fight to keep this man in prison is their life sentence.
She is forever 19.
She was cut short at 19.
Shannon Melendi.
It's tough. It's very tough.
Murdered at 19, forever the light of her parents' lives.
She had a dream to be on the Supreme Court.
Yvonne and Louis Melendi, embracing tender memories of Shannon and her promise, speak of the trial and conviction in 2005 of the man who kidnapped, raped, and murdered her. Butch Hinton, sentenced back then to life in prison. Case closed, they thought.
Shannon is dead forever, and he should be in prison forever. I felt betrayed.
Under Georgia law, Butch Hinton must now be considered for parole. He has served less than 15 years of his life sentence.
He does have a sliver of hope. He shouldn't have any hope at all.
It was John Petrie who in 2005 helped lead the team that developed the case against Hinton for murder and convinced the jury to convict Hinton. Butch Hinton was the first person ever convicted of murder in Georgia in a case without the victim's body and without a crime scene.
We, the jury, find the defendant Colvin C. Hinton III guilty.
As to count 2, felony murder, how does the jury find?
We, the jury, find the defendant Colvin C. Hinton III guilty.
Petrie says he tried, but was not able under the laws then to seek a sentence of life without parole.
If it was available, yes, sir, absolutely, we would have sought life without parole. He is a monster. He was and is a predator, and he's still young enough that he could very well hurt people when he gets out.
Members of Georgia's Board of Pardons and Paroles are now each reviewing Hinton's case file. Then they will vote. Their decision could be days or weeks away. If Hinton is denied parole this time around, the Melendez know they'll have to keep up the pressure for the next time he's eligible.
And we'll be in our 80s by then.
And they do not want their parole fight to be Monique's to fight for the rest of her life.
My father has definitely passed the baton to me, and that's fine. I'm going to fight until the day he dies.
They pray, and their hearts speak to Shannon.
Help us get through this. We miss you, we love you, and help us get through it.
I believe in God. I believe that Shannon is in a good place right now. But what was left behind by Hinton's murder is a mess.
Their life sentence without parole, forever fighting for Shannon.
More children have died from the flu at this point in the season than any other year over the past decade. 105 children have died of the flu. While you're hearing so much about the coronavirus, flu is still very important to talk about and protect your family from. So we brought in 11Alive medical correspondent Dr. Sujatha Reddy. We're still in the thick of it.
You're exactly right. This has been a terrible year for the flu.
All right, let's go over some of the numbers just for a baseline here. The CDC is estimating up to 41 million cases of the flu, 19 million visits to the doctor, 500,000 people so sick they've had to go to the hospital, and 41,000 people have died from the flu just this season. How severe are those estimates compared to other years?
Yeah, as you mentioned, especially for young people and children, this has been a terrible year, the worst year since 2009.
And we're not done yet.
No, we can see flu cases peaking into March and rarely even past. And as we're seeing this year, children and young adults have been the hardest hit, where usually we say that about older people. That's not true this year.
We always get a lot of questions, and we're still getting them right now on our 11Alive Facebook page. A lot of myth versus fact. So let's sort it out here, Dr. Reddy. The flu vaccine can give me the flu.
Absolutely a myth. The fact is, the flu vaccine contains virus that can't multiply. It's inactivated. All it can do is make your immune system sense the virus and make antibodies. The flu vaccine will not give you the flu. If you got sick after you got the shot, you were going to get sick prior anyway. You just happened to get the shot and also were sick at the same time.
All right, interesting. Another myth. The flu vaccine can cause serious side effects.
Yeah, also a myth. Fact is, rare side effects from the flu vaccine are just that rare, like 1 in a million. So the flu vaccine is extremely safe, and as we've seen, it's a deadly virus. Tens of thousands of people die every year from the flu.
We were just wishing there would be a vaccine for coronavirus. They're working on it right now. Last myth here, I have had the vaccine, still got the flu, so it doesn't work.
Also a myth, because while you still could get the flu once you've had the vaccine, you're less likely to get a severe case, less likely to be hospitalized and die. So it still can save your life. A lot better to get a mild case than get a severe one. So there is no question the flu vaccine saves lives. It's safe. If you haven't gotten it, it's not too late.
All right, I'm glad I got it because a couple of my friends have gotten the flu anyway. So Dr. Reddy, thanks again for sorting all that out.
Students in Stone Mountain had the opportunity to chat with astronauts aboard the International Space Station today.
Do the different countries take turns? Over.
Well, the short answer is we take turns.
I like that over part. That makes it official. Kittredge Magnet School, one of 9 schools in the U.S. selected to participate in the experience. Students asked 20 questions, each asked by an astronaut aboard the ISS. The activity is part of the amateur radio program. A history maker and a boundary breaker, humble but heroic in every sense of the word. A hero in America's race to space. Today, the country lost a NASA pioneer whose story went untold for a very long time. But we all know the story now of Katherine Johnson, whose work helped put men on the moon. She died today at 101. What a life. Jennifer Bellamy has a look back at her life and her legacy.
For years, she worked in the background, computing the numbers that would put astronauts on the moon in 1969. Mathematician Katherine Johnson completed trajectory analysis for America's first human spaceflight, Alan Shepard's Freedom 7 mission. She would later go on to run computer equations by hand for John Glenn's first American orbital spaceflight. Her work was critical during a time when NASA says astronauts didn't want to put their lives in the care of electronic calculating machines that were prone to problems and blackouts. John Glenn asked specifically for Johnson instead, saying if she said the numbers were good, he was ready to go. That flight went on to be a success and marked a turning point in the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union. Johnson, known for working her equations by hand, initially worked for the government in an all-black section before being assigned to an all-male division and later gaining access to meetings that were previously only attended by men. Through all her accomplishments, she remained an important but unknown part of history. That's until her story rose to fame when it was portrayed in the 2016 Oscar-nominated film Hidden Figures, part of which was filmed in Georgia. She was one of 3 African-American women who helped the space program, working with Dorothy Vaughan, another mathematician who died in 2008, and Mary Jackson, an engineer who died in 2005. But Johnson's legend didn't begin or end with her work in the space program. She skipped several grades, entering high school at age 13 on the campus of the historically black West Virginia State College, later enrolling at 18. She went on to teach at a public black school and made history when she and 2 African-American men became the first 3 black students offered admission to West Virginia University. In 2015, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor from President Barack Obama. And just last July, a NASA facility was renamed in her honor.
Wet conditions out there tonight. The rain is going to start tapering off some overnight and in the morning. We'll talk about when we'll see dry hours and the next waves of rain that'll move our way that will bring some folks the potential for even a few snow flurries.
Trey Young at it again, this time in Philadelphia. Who will stop the rain? Man, oh man, sports is coming up.
Water, because I'm sugary.
Yeah,
right.
About that.
Well, reward would be
Slimming down. Okay.
Yes.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, a little water in my
yes.
cup.
And beautiful skin.
Well,
You know,
that
even
too.
more beautiful skin, you know, when it's all hydrated and everything else. I'm not going to be able to sit next to you in a few months.
Don't drink your morning coffee alone. Have it with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Some mornings, what you want isn't what you have time for. And that's why there's the Rush Block, the biggest news of the day in 5 minutes or less. Quick and convenient for all those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Block on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibe with it. It's a good time. We don't worry about the hate. We just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculptures, photography. This beautiful mural was created by the artist Hints. It's 100 feet long, and even though it was created in 2014, it still remains very popular to musicians and photographers alike. You can find it on the East Side Trail under Virginia Avenue. So let me know what you think. It doesn't have to be street art. Maybe your favorite spot is down the street from your home or a great view. Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and share your favorite Instagram spots in Atlanta. And come hang out with me on Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
It looks like fun.
They are fun.
And they're
convenient. But they're being dumped everywhere.
5,000 scooters at one time active throughout the city. I enjoy them myself. They're fun. There's got to be some regulations.
I just feel like we have to evolve with the times, though. They're not going anywhere. They shouldn't go anywhere. It's a new way of transporting. We have to evolve.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
You see them all day, every day. Headlines, stats, and numbers.
This year during Black History Month, we are focusing on pioneers, the people on the front lines of change who are doing things to improve the quality of life for African Americans and for others. Stacey Abrams is one of those. 11Alive's Natisha Lance spoke with her today.
Well, Jeff, as you know, since narrowly losing to Brian Kemp in the 2018 governor's race, Stacey Abrams has not strayed too far from the political spotlight. She's been mentioned as a possible running mate for whoever secures a Democratic presidential nominee. And just last week, she said she is up for that challenge. She's also continued to fight a 60-year-long battle against voter suppression. And now she's creating significant inroads in Georgia politics. While we call her one of today's pioneers, she's more focused on how to create space for those who come after her.
I think we should always acknowledge the great work and the sacrifice and the investment made by those who achieve our attention, but we can never diminish the work that has to be done on a daily basis at a local level. And so I prefer not to say that these are the Black leaders, because everyone has the potential to lead and everyone has the potential to rise.
You can see more of our interview with Stacey Abrams in our Black History Month special. It's called Today's Pioneers. It airs Saturday night at 7 on 11Alive.
We're seeing the rain tapering off some now on the west side of the city and over much of North Georgia. Still some clouds around in some areas of mist and drizzle, but the main concentration of rain is over to the east of us, just east of I-85, where we still have some light rain that's beginning to taper off just the east of Atlanta. The main concentration of rain where we have some more of that moderate activity is really around Lake Oconee here, around Eatonton, just south of I-20, Morgan County. You're getting in on some of that moderate rain too, but that stretches down toward Macon, and then it's going to kind of back off a little bit as we're seeing this back edge breaking up around Atlanta, and not totally over to the west of us, but still a few spotty showers around back toward Alabama. And we'll keep seeing a few of those tonight, just kind of off and on during the overnight hours. So while you're sleeping tonight, just don't be surprised if you hear a few rain showers coming by, but it's not going to be a persistent rain. all night long. Take a look at the almanac and you can see what we were dealing with out there today. Our high temperature made it up to 50 degrees. Now I know you're saying it felt a little cooler than that. Yeah, we were mainly in the 40s pretty much all afternoon long, but that 50-degree reading occurred at around 1 o'clock, and that's as warm as we were today in the middle of the night. Our low this morning was 45, so we only had a 5-degree range of temperatures. We should be around 59 at this time of year for a high, so this afternoon or today we were only 9 degrees below the average. Now look at this rainfall. We have picked up just under an inch of rain here in Atlanta so far today, and that rain today now has brought us up to the second wettest February on record, and we're not finished with February yet. We still have until Saturday to get more rain. I do think we will. I don't know if we'll get 2.5 more inches to have us break that record, but we'll come close to that. Now the temperatures have been interesting to watch. We've been holding in the 40s all day, and right now we're 48. We may actually warm up a little bit as this warmer air with these 50s to the south and west of us actually move in during the overnight hours, and we'll see these temperatures starting to move up. By morning we'll be in the 50s, and then afternoon highs tomorrow 68 degrees. We'll have a few morning lingering showers. They'll be breaking up though, and then even some sunshine potentially breaking through at times, so we're going to go with a 7 on the wazometer. Here's a look at that map. You can see here the forecast track showing just a couple of spotty showers in the morning, but it's not going to be that widespread coverage of rain. That breaks up. Will be dry for the rest of the day on Tuesday into early on Wednesday. Then another system that we'll watch coming in on Wednesday will give us just a few showers around, and maybe even in far north Georgia, a little bit of snow mixing in late on Wednesday. I'm not worried about that here for Wednesday, but then as we go into Thursday, it's dry, and then another quick moving system Friday brings us some moisture. That one has the potential early on Saturday to bring a few flurries as far south as Atlanta. Still don't think it's going to be a major deal. And then we warm up to 47 Saturday, dry Sunday and Monday, back up to 60 by Monday.
It's our weekly culinary journey around the many cuisines of Metro Atlanta. This is At the Table ATL. I'm Matt Pearl. This is our 65th episode, meaning 65 restaurants representing 65 different countries here in the Atlanta food scene. And this time, we're meeting a woman of Bolivian descent who couldn't find a Bolivian restaurant in Metro Atlanta, so she made a bakery in her home. Let's head over to Sweet Rossi for a taste of Bolivia.
This is salteñas, a typical empanada in Bolivia.
How do salteñas represent Bolivia?
Oh, salteñas is so famous. People eat this from breakfast until lunch. Potato, peas, onion, parsley, 1 olive, 1 raisin, and 1 piece of boiled egg. I always like to bake with my mom, and she give me all the recipes. She's more excited sometimes than me and say, you can do this, why you don't try this? You can sell this.
What does it mean to you to represent Bolivian food in Metro Atlanta?
When I participate in different farmers markets the last year, the people were surprised, from Bolivia, what is this? My idea was not bake for other people, just for me and for my family. And then I realized that people like a lot salteña. Maybe something new for many of people.
Put Bolivia on the board. That makes 65 countries we've covered on this segment, and we continue to roll. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Table ATL, and check out our new map online at 11alive.com. We've got every restaurant we've ever done, shows you where it is in the Metro Atlanta area. Check it out. It's pretty cool.
Monday Night Sports, Hawks in Philadelphia after wins over Miami and Dallas. They look to take another contender down. Let's see if they could get it done tonight. Wouldn't it be a Hawks highlight without Trae Young, a buzzer beater? End of the third, goes up and it comes down. Hawks take the lead after 3, but that was the last to really feeling good, sadly. The Sixers outscore the Hawks by a bunch, 18 in the fourth quarter. 129-112 the final from Philadelphia. Atlanta United back on the pitch tomorrow night in Champions League play. The Five Stripes are down a few players because of injury. One key player will be absent for a different reason. Maria Martin has more.
Atlanta United is back in the States and training here in Marietta for round 2 of the CONCACAF Champions League tomorrow against FC Motagua. Round 1 ended in a draw because they were shorthanded with injuries and visa issues. United's newest player, who's already shined for the Five Stripes, Matias Rossetto, has run into some visa issues that seemingly won't be resolved before tomorrow's match.
He still doesn't have his official papers. You know, there is a pile, I think, somewhere in an office, and maybe he's on the bottom, and you know, that's how it goes, and it's really frustrating for him, for me, for his teammates, for the club.
So because some of the players will not be available for tomorrow's match, the good thing is they see Kennesaw as a home away from home.
It's certainly a stadium that we enjoy. It's an intimate ground, you know, where the fans are kind of right on top of us, and we like that. I think it causes a bit of an imposing feeling on our opponent. To be able to go from Mercedes-Benz to go to Kennesaw, we're lucky to have a home away from home, if you will, in terms of the field, the atmosphere, the environment. It makes it a lot more intimate when we're there.
So up for grabs tomorrow, a second straight trip to the quarterfinals in the CONCACAF Champions League for Atlanta United at 8 o'clock.
Finally today, millions around the world watch the celebration of Kobe and Gigi Bryant's life at the Staples Center in Southern California inside the Los Angeles facility there. Before we go to break, we leave you with some of the touching moments from today's tributes.
She was so full of life and had so much more to offer this world. I cannot imagine life without her.
In the game of basketball, in life, as a parent, Kobe left nothing in the tank. He wanted to be the best basketball player that he could be. And as I got to know him, I wanted to be the best big brother that I could be.
We never took it seriously. In truth, Kobe and I always maintained a deep respect and a love for one another.
Babe, you take care of our Gigi. And I got Nani, Bibi, and Coco. We're still the best team.
They're not going anywhere. They shouldn't go anywhere. It's a new way of transporting. We have to evolve.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
You see them all day, every day. Headlines, stats, and numbers, but without context, they're just clickbait. So let's add some perspective. The 3 most interesting numbers of the day, what they mean, and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about
your voice? It is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together our voices grow. Together we come alive. Amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together we are unstoppable. Together we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
Hey,
and they
cliffhangers.
would, you know, they would wait the next week. You're, oh, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions. And who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and college students from Atlanta all helped shape the future of America. Once an Olympic city, Atlanta's home to the best sports scene across the nation. Hey look, the South has something to say. You won't find more passionate fans anywhere. From the Atlanta Braves home run king, my man Hank Aaron, to the human highlight film Hawks Dominique Wilkins, some of the greatest athletes have come through Atlanta. We're talking the Falcons, the Braves, the Hawks, the MLS champs, Atlanta United. This city has something for every kind of sports fan. So what do you think? Is Atlanta the best city in America? Connect with us. Use Facebook or Instagram and tell us why this city's got it going on. And then watch us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on The Morning Rush on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Babe, where are my keys?
Where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
Team USA has a new member, 8 pounds, already a fighter. Atlanta's 3-time Olympic medalist Elena Myers-Taylor is a new mother. Here is Cheryl Preheim.
Alana and her husband Nick just announced baby Nicholas has arrived, their first child. They've taken us along on this journey.
Congratulations to you both.
After her silver medal in the 2018 Games in South Korea, I asked her what was next. She wanted to come home to Atlanta and start her family. Not too long after came the fun baby announcement for a bobsledding couple. Alana, who wants to compete in another Winter Olympics, kept training right up until the end. Congratulations, Alana and Nick, and to the entire family.
We'll be watching that rain tonight while you're sleeping. A lot of this pushes over to the east. We'll still have just a few lingering showers off and on tonight, but not the persistent rain like what we were dealing with earlier. In the morning while you're driving into work, still kind of damp out there with some wet roads and just a few of those spotty showers around. As you can see, that's breaking up out to our west. So here's what we're watching with that 7-day outlook. After a few lingering showers early in the morning, it'll be dry for a big part of the day tomorrow, and it gets warmer with high temperatures moving up to 68 degrees in the afternoon, maybe even a little bit of sunshine trying to break through. Wednesday, we're dry early, and then another quick moving system coming in late Wednesday with a few showers here, and then maybe even a few snow flurries up in far north Georgia on Wednesday. I don't think we'll see any of that here in Atlanta on Wednesday. Thursday looks dry. Then Friday, another fast-moving system moves in, bringing us some light rain here in Atlanta on Friday. Then late Friday night and into early on Saturday, it is possible that we will see not only a little bit of light rain, but maybe even a few snow flurries mixing in as far south as some north metro counties on Saturday morning, but then it moves out and temperatures back up to 47 degrees. Chilly on Sunday morning, then warming to 58, 60 degrees by Monday with dry weather for Sunday as we begin the work week. We'll have much more for you to come on 11Alive on Up Late at 11.
So you slept in and you missed Morning Rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed.
In my experience, good guys do finish last.
I consider myself a nice guy. I've got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't finish.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
You didn't get my text? The whole crew got together for coffee this morning.
I'm learning the taste of water because I'm sugary.
Yeah,
right.
about that.
Reward would be
Slimming down. Okay.
Yes,
yeah,
okay.
a little water in my cup.
And beautiful skin. You know, even more beautiful skin, you know, when it's all hydrated and everything else. I'm not going to be able to sit next to you in a few months.
Don't drink your morning coffee alone. Have it with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Some mornings, what you want isn't what you have time for. And that's why there's the Rush Blog, the biggest news of the day in 5 minutes or less. Quick and convenient for all those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Blog on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11 Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11 Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibes. When you vibe with it, it's a good time. We don't worry about the hate, we just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see.